What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. I'm back in the building. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So I do apologize for being late. I do apologize for that. I'm sorry for that, you guys. But thank y'all so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are doing well. As you guys come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. That definitely helps the channel to grow and to push this channel into the algorithm, you guys. So make sure you are doing that as you come into the building. I'm going to be watching the likes because I want to make sure that everybody's just hitting the like button. It's free to like. It doesn't take but a second to hit the like button. So make sure you guys are doing that. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Samuel Blackman, KJL podcast. What's going on? Puerto Rican Princess, how are you? Successful MD in the building. Hope all is well with you. Kevin from Brooklyn. What's going on, Kevin? Ryan Wetlow, what's going on? Daniel Cunningham, what's going on, Daniel? Lorenzo Redmond, what's going on? How are you? I hope all is well. Gina's Homely Mills, what's going on, Miss Gina? Thank you so much for being here. Vincent Jr., I am Alex. What's going on, Alex? I hope all is well with you. Alex Future King, how are you? Eric Stiegel, Deshaun 86, Mikhail Gordon. Thank y'all for being here. Lewis Ellie. Thank y'all so much for Philadelphia Eagles. What's going on? I hope y'all are doing well. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Thank you so much for your continued support. So we're gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna try not to keep y'all too long today. But you guys see the title. Men are tired and are not settling for older women, and this is why plus more. So we're gonna kind of get into that. I have a couple of clips I want to show you guys, but I definitely want to kind of hone in on this, this generation where we have of course, I'm gonna call it the hyena era. Shout out to Crimson Cure. Where a lot of women, especially older women, it's all women really, but a lot of the older women are confused and upset and bitter and surprised by the fact that men are saying they don't want older women. And, and the fact that a lot of the reason why I specify older women, because the older women seems to develop their worth at the older they get, according to them. So according to them, as they get older, the more mature they get, the more they understand their worth, and then their requirements become even higher. And the thing we like to always point out is the fact that a lot of these women don't recognize their worth when they're younger, when they're in their early 20s, when they're, when they're in their prime. They don't understand their worth then, but once they've had children, once they've been to college, once they've purchased a home, once they're, they've created a lifestyle, then at the age of 30, somewhere near 40, they are super entitled because they think that their worth is based on their achievements when it comes to dating and relationships and marriage. So, and I'm saying this because I want women to understand that that is not the way men look at it, and that is not how it's determined, because so many women believe that their worth is determined by their education, by the things that they've accomplished, because they feel accomplished within themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. To you as an adult, you have to take care of yourself. So these women have to work or go to school or whatever to try to create create a life for themselves. And if they already have children on top of that, they have to take care of these kids. So they have to get a job, they have to go to school, they have to do something because they are responsible for themselves. So that's not unusual for you to have to go out and take care of yourself, because that's what adults have to do, men and women. So women have to realize in this modern dating world, because it is a hot mess right now. Y'all know it is. So women have pedestalized themselves and put themselves to a place where they feel that they're better than men because some of them can out earn men. So it's solely contingent upon their success, their money, their accomplishments. And I think the thing that a lot of women have not paid attention to is the fact that the reason why a lot of men are saying they want, a younger woman and everything else that comes with that is because so many of these women have not been told what they should be looking for in a mate or, a man, and they've created it for themselves. So part of the reason as to why a lot of men are not settling, first they're tired and they're not settling for these women, is because first they have a modern mindset. They think that it's all about money, and that's all that you should be contributing, and they don't have to contribute anything. On top of that, if we're going to think about it from a different perspective as to the reasoning and the purpose, shall I say, behind women and men. What is the purpose of a man and what is the purpose of a woman? And what is the purpose of them joining together? And so the thing is, when it goes back to biology, you think about why were we created? Why were we designed the way we're designed? Why are men and women created the way they are? And the first thing you can think of is to procreate, right? We're designed to make more of us. We're solely here mainly to procreate, to create more of us, to keep this thing going, to keep life going on earth, right? But I think so many people have gotten away from that, and they don't realize the real reason for a man and a woman being together and what that purpose looks like and what it's meant for. Because everybody is so stuck on superficial things, we've gotten away from the basics, or the what we're really here for. We're so far from that. So now this is why marriage and relationships are just like, it's like a recreational thing. It's more of a situationship, more of something that is not being taken seriously, because we've gotten away from the order of things and what we're really here for. Because when you think about it, we're here, and a lot of people like to talk about Christianity and religion and all of that, but they're not really living based off of that. They're living off their own ideas, what they think and what they feel. They're not really going with what it's supposed to be. And I think that is really the problem. And somebody said we've gotten away from that, which is true. And I think that's part of the problem. And the thing about it is, when it comes to older women specifically, and then we're going to get into some of the clips that I have for you guys. But the whole reasoning behind older women, because a lot of older women get upset when they hear this, when they hear, most men aren't checking for you. They get mad, big mad. They get mad because they don't really understand why. And then they don't realize the very same things that they're using as something that's supposed to be a benefit to the man is actually not. So when you hear old women say, look, I got my own this, I got my own house, I got my own car, I have my own kids, I got my kids are taken care of, I make this amount of money, they're not realizing that all of those things would be a negative. And it would make sense that those are negatives to men who don't have kids, for one, right? Men who have standards, men who are stable, men who have priorities, men who want to raise a family and build with a woman. And, the very same things that women are complaining about and or stating as to why they should be at the top when it comes to, men picking them, are the very same things that don't really benefit a man. So one, when it comes to nature, right? The nature of women and just the nature of things, women are more fertile, in their younger years. That's just what it is. There are some women who can have children later in life, but you're more fertile when you're younger, right? If it was going the way it was supposed to go, then you should have a young woman and a young man when they're, at their best. In, as far as their, as far as a woman's fertility, she's at her best when she's in her when she's younger. So for a man who wants to build and raise a family, those are the prime times where you're supposed to be doing that. That's what it's all about. It's not about, he's trying to manipulate. No, if people talk about they're Christians and you about the Bible and the things the way it's supposed to go and God and all of this, well, you would know that those are the prime times where you are most fertile, and those are your child. And I know they've heard of childbearing years. Childbearing years aren't when you 30, 40, 50 years old, even though people can have children, a child at that age. Most people are more fertile. Most women are more fertile in their 20s. So those are the optimal years for you to start creating your family. That's what it's really about. So if you follow that, then that's why you're in your prime in your younger years, because those are your childbearing years. Those are around the ages where you're most fertile and you can have more than one child. So if your husband and you together, y'all want a family, you want to build a family, you want 1, 2, 3 kids, those are the years to do it. Because we all know as women, as your body as you get older, your body starts to change. Okay. You go from a change from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s and older. Our bodies go through changes. And so you realize, look, as you get older, it might be possible for you to have a baby, but it's not likely, and it's not the most safe. You may have more complications as you get older. You know what I'm saying? You might need a little help. You might need some other things to help you first get pregnant and carry that baby and hold that baby to term for 9 months. But when you're younger, usually those are the best. Doctors will tell you those are your most fertile years. If you want to have a family, this is the time to do it. You have a certain window. So that I'm saying that to say, I think a lot of women don't focus on that because the majority of them have already had their kids. So they're not thinking about you. You've already gave Pookie and Ray Ray, Tom, Dick, and Harry babies, and Cleotis, and Tyrone. You done already gave them babies. You've already created a broken home. You've already given your womb to several different guys and created children out of it. So you've already done that. So a man with certain standards, morals and values are going to look at that. Now, this is for women who complain about this. These are the reasons why men don't want women with kids and why they don't want a woman, who is older. Because if he's a man who doesn't have kids, he wants to raise a family, he wants a wife, you would not be the optimal choice for him. That's it. You don't really have much to offer a man who has standards and who's looking to raise a family and build. Older women who already have kids, or women who have kids, you've already given that to another man. So now he don't even get that. On top of that, he don't even get your youth. And the thing about it is, there's a major difference between a 20-year-old, just a regular young 20-year-old, versus a 40-year-old with a BBL and big fake titties. There's a difference. The difference is the female body is an attraction for men, right? Men are attracted to beauty. Men are attracted to women in general. Women love men love the female anatomy. They love women. You love everything about a woman for the most part. That's just it, because we're created for that reason. We talk about the breast and all these things. All these things are an attraction, which there's a purpose for them. Of course, there's for your baby to suck milk out of them. It's to feed your baby, but they're an attraction for men. For a man to be attracted to the woman to do what's necessary so that you guys can make so we can make babies together, right? So to me, the body, the female body, is an attraction for the man for a reason. So that you guys, he's attracted to her sexually, y'all get to doing what y'all doing, and y'all make babies. All of that's a part of it. Plus, they're used to feed your baby. When you're older, when you 30, 40, I'm saying, and plus, you've already had 2 or 3 babies with Pookie, Ray Ray, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Cleotis, and Tyrone. You've already done that. You've already made babies with different men, right? You're older. You're not looking to have any more children. So what is the benefit to the man who is looking to get a wife, have children, and build with her? What would be the incentive for men to go with an older woman who's already given the things that he wants? She's already given that away. So to me, and what I see is a bunch of older women who are getting BBLs. We talked about women getting BBLs in their 60s. Why? Why would you be getting a BBL at 60? Your time is up. 60, you should be a grandmother or somewhere tending to your grandchildren. Doesn't mean you have to look bad or anything like that. You should already have been married, already established all of that. Now you're supposed to enjoy your grandkids and things of that nature, right? You shouldn't still be out on the market with BBLs and breast titties to try to entice a man. Why are you trying to entice him? You can't give him nothing that he will want. If anything, the supple titties, I'm just saying, breasts or whatever, and all of that body is supposed to be the thing that attract the man in your youth so that you can get him and you guys start creating people, other, children. What a man gonna do with a 60-year-old big breasts and I'm just saying, what is he gonna do with that? This is why, and I'm just explaining to women who may be watching who are concerned and wondering why men aren't trying to check us. 9 times out of 10, you already have children. You're already older, so you don't want any more children. You're older. You're not in your prime. He's getting like leftovers. He's not getting, you know what I mean? He doesn't even get a kid out of it. He can't build with you because you already established yourself. You already got a house. You already got a car. You already got this. It's not. And the thing about why I brought this up, because a lot of women like to say, oh, men are intimidated by it. No, they're not. They realize they can't get anything out of it. But some, possibly some playtime. They'll play with you. You're like a play toy. They can't really get what they want out of you. So you already have children. Okay. You already established. Okay. We can't even build nothing together. You're older. I don't even get to enjoy like a youthful wife, so I don't get that. And on top of that, she's entitled. She wants me to come and just do everything. She doesn't really want to be a housewife per se. She just wants me to pay all the bills. So she doesn't really want to like contribute much because she's she feels she's in her prime and she's outside and she should be able to do what she want to do. So she doesn't really bring much, but she wants you to contribute everything. So you got to pay 100% of the bills. This is what they're asking for. You're not a man if you don't pay all the bills, right? But she's still a woman if she don't cook and clean and take care of kids. She still want to have a nanny, a maid, she want to be able to, babysitter. She want to be able to live her soft girl life while you work yourself to the bone to have to pay for everything and just keep working and shut up, like that lady said. Just keep working and shut up. Don't say nothing. Just do your job. But there's no real defined job for the woman. And so that's where they are. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says procreation occurs in abundance, but without rings. Which, thank you so much for the super chat, which means broken homes. So yeah, they're making babies with the wrong guys in broken homes and nothing stable. So you could make babies all over the place. Yeah, you're right. But it's not in stable homes that actually benefit the children or the individual. So yeah, babies all over the place by Pookie Ray Ray and Tyrone and whoever, but it's not creating homes and a family structure that will be beneficial in the long run and for our community. So yeah, they're making babies with a small group of dudes, but they're not creating long-lasting relationships and family. They just make a baby and you go back outside and make another one, and you keep making them, and that's it. And now you got a bunch of kids running around here lost and confused, gonna end up in the system, going to jail confused because they don't have fathers to guide them and teach them, and the mothers aren't any better. So yeah, they're making them, but not just in a way that is productive to our society. So thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. So I say that because a lot of women are wondering why, and they're trying to shame men into wanting them when men don't see the benefit in taking care of somebody else's child or having another guy in the picture for that matter. Because it's like, look, when you are building your family, you don't want to have to deal with another dude coming around every time you look, wanting to say having something or her even interacting with them. That's just what it is. Men are very territorial. So I don't think most men want to have to deal with another man in their household or in their family. You want to be able to have your family, you be the head of that family, and you control what's going on there, not having somebody else or several other men who have to be involved or may possibly be involved. I don't think too many men want that. So, it's just, it is what it is. You got to understand that the older you get as a woman, your value goes down. You can't demand what you could have demanded when you were younger, because you have a lot of things that come with you now. Now it's not just your kids, your expectations, your all the things that don't really contribute to a healthy marriage or relationship. It doesn't benefit men to do that. And I think, they like to say, oh, well, it all depends on only the men who ain't got the money are the ones complaining. No, men with money don't want that either. They'll play with you. They'll lead you, lead you on. They're not putting rings on your fingers. This is why a lot of these men are hesitant to get married, because they know they're not dealing with the type of what they envision as a wife. They can't get past that. They can't get past what they've envisioned, what their expectations are for a wife. And these women are sitting around thinking that they're everything since sliced bread, and you're not. These men don't see y'all as wives. They see you as maybe decent women, because they'll have babies with you and they'll stay there, but they're not really committing to you because they don't see you as a wife. They don't see wifely material. And these women are saying, oh, we're in 2024. What do you mean? We're not doing this. Well, this is why the men aren't marrying you, because if you don't expect to do certain things as a wife, those standards have never changed. Wifely duties and standards don't change. It's about an agreement of what you agree to. Now, certain things, depending on your situation, may be a little bit different. Like I say, every marriage is not the same, but the overall basic standards of what a wife should be are the same, in my opinion. They don't really deviate much. And the values of that are still the same, but it's just society has moved away and have told women that they're the prize, and you don't have to do this, girl. You shouldn't be cooking and cleaning. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. But girl, he better pay all of the bills, because that's what real men do. Real men pay all the bills. Real men do this. But what do real women do? Women want commitment from men, but a lot of them don't want to be committed. A lot of them don't want to be monogamous either. They still want to be outside and be able to have, relations with this one and that one and the third, but they want you to be a fool and just sit there and treat them like like you're, they want you to be over obsessed with them, and they can just go off and do whatever they want, because they know if you're over obsessed, then you're going to allow any type of foolishness. So that's part of the reason why you get to a point where you've hit the wall. You've already had your kids. You already got your house. You already got your car. You already got this. You already got your business. You don't need a man. But now you want one, and everything that you have accomplished has nothing to do with him. It doesn't benefit him whatsoever. You don't want to spend your money. You don't want to spend your money on him. He's a grown man. He shouldn't need your help. So why, you a grown ass woman, why should you need his help? You've already done it all by yourself anyway. So why would you need him now? Why do you need him at the finish line? You've already accomplished all this by yourself. So what's wrong with you continuing to accomplish it by yourself and maintaining it? He don't need you and you don't need him. And by their own admission, they don't need a man. You can make your own money. So why are you still expecting the men to do 100% of the work? That don't make any sense whatsoever. You don't need them. And you've done it all by yourself. So why do you need them now? And why should they, they're listening. You don't need us, so we don't need to pay for these dinner dates. We don't need to pay for this. We don't need to pay. You got it. You've been doing it for years. You can continue to do it, boo. Because you don't want to work with me. You want me to come in and maintain your lifestyle that you've created, because now you can't. Now it's getting too expensive. Now the bills are stacking up. It's hard for you to maintain that said lifestyle. So now you want him to come in and pick up the pieces when there's no incentive or benefit for him. He doesn't get anything out of that. He just gets to spend more of his money. Ooh, he should be happy about that. And then get a little bit of a leftover vagina. Like, why would that's not benefiting these men? And any young man who's building himself up and accomplishing things for himself don't want to have to come around and then give everything he's worked hard for entitled washed up woman. Meaning you've already had children with several different guys. You've already been around the block. You seasoned now. You're real seasoned. You don't need a man. You're worth all of this. Well, you're worth all of that to you, not him. He gets nothing from your self-worth. They don't get anything. There's no benefit for men to do it. So for any woman watching, that's why, because a lot of women I see are complaining and wondering why men are walking away, why men are tired, why men don't put in the effort, why men aren't doing this, why they aren't doing that, because y'all told them y'all didn't need them. You told them you didn't need them. You told them you could do bad by yourself. You told them you got your own this, you got your own that. So what's the purpose of them in your lives? They're not intimidated by you. They're not, for what? A woman can't intimidate a man. What you gonna do? Beat him down to the ground? Men are not intimidated by women. This is something women use to make themselves feel like they know what they're talking about. No, you're just not what they want. You've already created your narrative. You've already created your future without really even knowing it, because you've never paid attention to it. Nobody ever told you what men really wanted. So you created your livelihood, you created your future, and now you mad because it's not fully what you want. You thought going to college, getting to the bag, doing all this, having your own kids, all that. Nobody ever really told y'all that would not benefit you later on in life. But now here they are. You can't take it back. It is what it is. So you got to accept the fact that, hey, men don't want that. They never have. And just because you had a stepdaddies back in the day, hey, they took one for the team. The stepdaddies back then, they put themselves in that position thinking that it could work out. Usually the majority of stepdaddy relationships never work. There are a few that have now, because it's not an all situation, but the majority of them never work. Those people never really stay together. It's far and few between that have done it. But the majority of them, no, they end up move on to another stepdaddy. So you run out of stepdaddies. Now these men here are saying, we don't want to be stepdaddies. They've done that. We've seen the outcome of that. We don't want that. These men are paying child support for children that are not theirs. It's just a whole hot mess. Who would sign up for it, looking at the history and knowing how it turns out? Why would you still want to try to make men sign up for that? KJL podcast channel says, pride before the fall. We are seeing it in real time. Sad part, many competing with their daughters for men. Social media has made the delusion worse. You are absolutely right. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, that is absolutely the truth. And you don't have, and the older women are still stuck on, my man gonna come and I'm not settling. They can't even sit here and tell the young women the truth. You can't even tell them what it really is about, because you still out here trying to compete yourself. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD says the average woman has a grocery list that a man must meet, right? But she can't justify why he must bring so many ingredients to a mysterious recipe. No way. A good way of putting it, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it's just mind-boggling. But you got to be real with these people and let them know what it really is, and hopefully they get it, because it's just a delusional state of mind. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Godolph Maroon? I hope I'm saying it right. All these women want from a black man is kids, for money or money. What is it? All these women want from a black man is kids, for money, or none of your kids. Is that what you're trying to say? You know what? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I think a lot of women don't care about being married, a lot of them, and making these babies with these guys, because they know that they can get money through the government. They can get money for the kids. And, I think that is one way. Because I remember growing up, this lady, she had 10, she had like 10 kids or 11 or whatever. And she just had them back to back to back to back to back. And I don't think she was married, but she had a lot of kids, because back then, the more children you have, the more money you get. And so a lot of them were doing that just so that they can get the benefits, not really understanding how detrimental this would be to the children growing up, because they didn't have fathers. You were just having the babies. Thank you once again for the super chat. Edward says the emotional baggage and the armor of masculinity and the loss of femininity. Tattoos all over, masculine. and done looking good for what? I don't get it. And done looking good for said, I don't understand what you're saying. But you have a point, Edward, when it comes to masculinity. Um, oh, for a man. Okay, looking good for a man. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, look, they don't see the problem until it is. You know, there I've seen women talk about how men don't take her seriously because of the way she look. And thank you once again for the super chat, Edward. I appreciate you. I got it. Um, there are women who are complaining about men who don't take them seriously because of the way that they look, which she was a gorgeous woman now, but she had tattoos all over her. She had the weave, you know, the bad beat aesthetic. She had it, but men only wanted to play with her. They only wanted to have a good time with her. They didn't really take her seriously. They didn't want to she wasn't the type when it came to serious relationships and like bringing her home to their parents and things like that. They were embarrassed to bring a woman home like that. And women just don't get it. Like these men, you know, you might be good to play around with, but that's about it. You're not marriage material. They're not looking at you in that manner. And they don't, women have a hard time understanding that all of that goes together. They talk about a package deal, but you got to look at your package as well and see if it's a deal for a man. If a man is going to take you as a package deal, overall aesthetics and everything. Men don't want to bring home, you know, some tattooed up, pierced up woman, you know, looking like a freak. I'm just saying, if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's fine. But if you want men to take, you know, because or you know, overall, not overarching. That is the scenario. Doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. Like I've seen people who love tattoos tattooed up. They find like-minded people. I usually see two tattooed up people together. I see a tattooed up woman and a man. They married. They both love tattoos. They mesh well. They go together. So you would have to find somebody who's, for the most part, who's of like mind, who like what you like, and y'all mesh well together. But for the most part, overall, men have standards of what they of standards of beauty, standards of what they think is attractive, standards of overall aesthetics that they like and that they would want, and that they see as somebody who would they can, you know, be with for the rest of their lives. There's a certain standard for men that they're looking for, and the majority of men don't want that. Cap and Caveman, thank you so much for the super chat. Says kids are the new bag. They feel having a family is lost. Shaking my head. Thank you for the super chat. You're absolutely right. Godolph Maroon, I think I'm saying it right. Right. All these black women want from a black man is kids and money, or money for their kids. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why you have to come in with so much. Thank you for the super chat once again. I appreciate you. That's why you have to come in with so much, because they have kids already and they want you to be able to take care of them and their kids. That's where they say the package deal comes in, but there's nothing that the man gains from that. So if you are a woman who's accomplished and you know, you got your degrees and all of that, and you make good money, you can take care of you and your kids. You got to ask yourself, what's the incentive? They get pissy mad when you ask that question. First, it was, what do you bring to the table? Okay, so we don't say, what do you bring to the table? Okay, what's the incentive? Or what's the incentive for a man? You got to be kidding me. And they like lose their damn mind. Like, why would you even ask that question? Well, because it's a valid question. Just like you have concerns about the man you're dating and the man you want to bring around your kids, he have to be well off and established. Well, why shouldn't what the man want be valid? Why when he asks, okay, well, what do I get out of this? Like, what? Because you want to gain everything out of it. You make good money. You still want a man to come in and pay everything. You still want him to be a certain way. You still expect certain qualities out of him. But when the man asks what qualities you have, what do you bring to the table? What do you offer? What do I get out of me having to do all this? What do I get? Should I not expect anything? But that's the real gag. They don't think that a man should have expectations. He shouldn't want anything because they used to them old simps back in the day who just sat there and did whatever the lady said and catered to her, and she just screwed him over. That's what they're used to seeing. We watched the whole video of a woman saying, my stepdad is still my daddy to this day. Which, shout out to him, he really took it seriously. He actually cared for the child and still was there for the child even when him and the mother broke up. So you could look at that as simping, but I also look at it as, hey, that was probably a decent guy. He really paid attention to that child and took that child as his own for real, and still is in that child in her life as an adult. And he's a grandfather to her child. So he really took the assignment seriously. It's the mother who did not, who could give 2 F's. So it shows you again that a lot of the men are even more loyal, even in a simping situation. But the women are the ones who are reckless in a lot of these situations. But you can't say that. You can't call them out. It's okay. It's acceptable. So you think men of today are supposed to look at that and still say, oh, I want to do that. Oh, yes, so I can't wait. I can't wait, bruh. You know, he talking to his bros and he like, yeah, bro, I can't wait. Could you imagine that conversation? Yeah, bro, I can't wait, man, to become a stepdaddy, bruh. Man, I ain't got no kids of my own, but you know what? I can't wait to get in there and take care of them 3 kids. Yeah, she got 3 baby fathers, but F them ninjas. Nigga, I'm ready to get in there and I'm ready. Yeah, bro, I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to wipe her up. I'm going to pay all the bills. I'm going to have to teach these kids, you know, I got to give my all. Yeah, bruh. And yeah, she don't cook, she don't clean, you know, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I don't know how y'all talk. I probably butchered it. But I'm just saying, oh yeah, bro. Yeah, she the prize, man. Yeah. I can't wait. She got a little attitude, you know. But I'm a man. I could deal with that. What's a little attitude? Yeah, she be cussing me out here and there, but that shit attractive. Oh, boy, she called me a bitch ass nigga, you know. But it's all right because that turned me on. But she ain't won't give me nothing, no. She ain't won't give me nothing. I have to make my own lunch for work, you know. You dig? I make my own lunch, breakfast, and dinner. You dig? She don't do nothing, but you know she got them kids. She had them kids. They ain't mine though. But she had them kids, bro. I respect her, man. Man, she cold too. She cold. She got a little extra fat on her, but belly fat, but and stretch marks. But you know what? Whatever. That come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, she the prize, bro. I love her. Yeah, bro. I love her. She mean the world to me. Yeah. That's my baby. Mm-hmm. She don't do shit for me, but I'm happy to be with her and take on all the responsibilities. Anything she want, I got it. Like, who in their right mind? That don't sound good. That don't sound good. You sound foolish. But that's what they want. That's what they want. You want somebody who's going to see you as the prize no matter what. You don't bring nothing to the table. You ain't trying to bring nothing. You do your own thing, you know. And even down to, yeah, I came home from work, busted her in there with a nigga, boy, bald head nigga. He looked a hot mess. I busted her, yeah, old nigga with a pot belly. She in there, yeah, busting her down, yeah. I told that nigga, if you don't get out here, nigga, I'll mess you up. When he left, we talked about it. We had a conversation, you know, we good though. We good. I ain't gonna let that hold me back from my queen. I ain't gonna let that hold me back, you know, because that's the love of my life. I don't, you know, she had a little ups and downs. She was having a little anxiety, you know. She was going through it. She was stressed out. Cause you know, one of her baby daddies, you know, she was really in love with that nigga. And you know, he messed her over and she's still thinking about him. I mean, child, it goes deep. You got to be the dumbest mother effer to have to deal with something like that. But this is what these women want. You want a fool. You want somebody just dumb out of it. But I mean, this is what they want. You know, you can just do whatever you want, screw up left and right, and he's still gonna be there thinking he got a prize. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what they want. Successful MD says that is a return to sender trash package, child. Thank you, Successful MD. Ronald Barnes, thank you for the super chat, said, longtime subscriber, enjoy your content, finally contributing to all the good work you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Ronald. I appreciate you so much for being a longtime subscriber, for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you once again for the super chat and for being here. Thank you. Baby, it's just a mess. You know, this is what they want. Jantel, thank you for the super chat, says she still blow Tommy on Tuesdays, but that's okay, child. Exactly. This is what they mean when they say men aren't like they used to be. Yeah, what, fools who allow you to just be reckless. Edward says sometimes for work they have expensive dinners. We can get invited to where the mayor, CEOs, wealthy people are at. $500 plus for a plate. Tattoos don't cut it. The attitude could kill our opportunity. Listen, Edward, thank you so much for the super chat and for that, because that is very important. And see, this is what a lot of these women don't anticipate. You see, they don't think of this type of stuff. And then they don't think of this when they're saying they want a high caliber man, or a man, a man who's worth something, or a high value man, or whatever you want to call it, a man who makes a lot of money, because typically those men are going to have certain standards. And like you say, they may have meetings or work events or whatever it is, or just the people they deal with on a daily basis, where they have to be presentable, presenting themselves a certain way for certain clients or certain business or opportunities and things like that. And you don't want lace front Lonnie with the lace sitting on her head with pot belly and big and long colorful nails, and you know what I'm saying, that you're not going to feel comfortable with her coming to those events with you. They don't think about that a lot of time. Thank you once again, Edward, for that super chat. I appreciate you. They don't think about those things, Edward. They really don't. They're just talking. It sounds good. And y'all got to remember, it's social media. So a lot of times these people get clicks and views from what they say because it's salacious, and then no women want to constantly hear it. So a lot of times it's to get money off of it. But some of these women are eating that up, and they really believe that that's what they should be asking for, and that's what they should be. That's the way they should look. That's the overall aesthetic of modern women, is what these women think is how they should be looking. They're not thinking about anything on the man's side. They're not thinking of anything from y'all perspective. They're only thinking of themselves. This is what I want. They tell you all the time, I don't dress like this for you. I dress like this for me. But I think that's cap anyway. I think you are presenting what you think men like. So I think it's cap when they say it's for themselves, it's for men. But even that, like, you'd have no sense of what is acceptable as far as the way you look, booty shorts and wearing slippers and the white toenails and the wigs glued down, the long nails and stuff. They don't know what modesty is. Like, what's modest? Look, I wear hair extensions. I don't wear wigs as much. I've worn it all. I do get the fake nails from time to time. I don't get them as much now. I do it all, but I think it's in the way that you do it. You got to understand and everybody does it. All women mostly have fake nails, fake hair, makeup, but it's still, I think you got to, in how you do it. I think there's nothing wrong with a little extensions, a little here to enhance things when you're going out or going somewhere or whatever. There's nothing wrong with it. I wear it all. But it's, to me, how you do it. And I think they're doing it like, I don't know, like strippers or like Cardi B. They're wearing the same outfits and the hair and the aesthetic as Cardi B. Cardi B is on stage performing, and they're wearing this, walking around the streets on a daily basis. You gotta understand what's tasteful and what's not. Like lashes. I wear lashes from time to time. I don't wear them all the time. Like, I'm not wearing them now, but I will put on some lashes, but the lashes will be very modest. It's not going to be what y'all call them. I'm not going to say what y'all call them. Those big, long, that looks stupid. Like, it's the way you wear it. It's an enhancement. It's not supposed to be a transformation, So I just think it's in how you do it, because I'm not totally against any of it, because I wear it all from time to time. It's not a daily thing, but I will, when the time calls for it, I will wear that stuff. But it's just a matter of what looks natural, what looks, a slight enhance, not any, you don't have to do it every single day. It shouldn't be like the new you. You know what I'm saying? You wear that stuff, you take it off. You should still be able to have your natural features show. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have that stuff on all the time. And so this is when I hear women who say, "Oh, you need to keep up my lifestyle." They're talking about you got to keep the wig on, you got to keep the wigs glued down, you got to keep rotating the wigs. Y'all got to pay that. They want men to pay for all of that upkeep. Nails every two, as soon as the nails come, get 2 weeks, boom, you're back, getting them done again, and you keep getting them done. You got to get the toes, and you got to do this, and you got outfits, these 304 as what she called 304 Magic City uniforms, as Pink Book Lessons call it. I mean, this Magic City uniform is a part of them now. It's not an extension or just a little accessory here and there. It's who they become, and they don't know who they are without it. And this is why when they peel back it all and take it all off, you don't still see that person. You see a totally different person. So it's not who you are anymore. It's somebody else. So, Paul Harrison, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says, "Hey, DeeDee, God, we need more women like you. Your insight on issues is God inspired. We'll continue to support you." Thank you so much for your support, Paul. I appreciate you for the generous super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. It's just sad. I just think so many of our women are just lost, you know what I mean? And they don't see it. They don't realize it. They've never had anybody to tell them anything or give them any type of other perspective. It's just go with the flow. Just do whatever, live your best life. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you, to hell what a man is saying. We don't want to be controlled. So we're going to go out here and do whatever we want to do and let the chips fall where they may. But then when the chips fall where they may, the consequences are, set in. When the consequences set in, now you're complaining, but you want to complain. But guess what? You don't want to acknowledge all of the bad choices that you made. You don't want to think that your poor choices contributed to this outcome. Oh, let's just ignore that. That's impossible to do. Thank you. Once again, you cannot ignore how you've contributed to your outcomes. You cannot ignore that. Successful MD says, "DeeDee, don't let me catch you with ceiling fans on." Oh, no. Never. No, hell no. I know. No. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. No, I would never be wearing those ceiling fans, baby. No, you ain't gonna catch me. What you see is what you get. I have extensions, braids. I take these braids out. I've had my natural hair on this channel on. I go back and forth with hairstyles and things like that. I've been doing that. My husband loves it, by the way. He loves my switch up. But no, I can't, I can't do the ceiling fans. I can't do it. It's just, And the thing about it is, I like a lot of the fake stuff. I thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I like, but it's like short term. You know what I mean? I barely wear nails. I don't have any nails, which I will get my nails done, but there'll be something discreet and cute and feminine and natural. I can't do it, and I can't do it for too long. That's the thing. I feel more comfortable without it. You know what I'm saying? Like without the extra stuff, because it's fake. It's not real. It's cute, but it's not real. It's not really you. And after a while, it gets annoying. It's like I need to be able to, have my own, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a cute aesthetic for a certain time. Like if I go out of town or whatever, I know I'm going to an event, I'll do it, but after that, child, you won't see me. I don't go to the nail shop every 2 weeks. I don't really like going to the nail shop. I have to force myself to go when I do want to go. The best thing I like about the nail shop is the massage chairs. I'll just pay for the massage. I probably wouldn't even and get a nail polish. Like I'm just not that into it. I think it's cute and I do it from time to time, but it's not a thing I have to do. It's not something I have to do. You know what I mean? I could live without it. Is all I'm saying. I can live without it. You know, and I really have to force myself to do extra or do stuff like that because I don't really care about it like that. Like that. I love a good lipstick. I love makeup, but I don't even wear it every day. You know what I'm saying? And when me and my husband met, I barely wore makeup. I barely wore makeup. I barely wore makeup back then. Like I wore lip gloss, child, little mascara, eyeliner, and that's it. You know, back in the day, eyeliner was big. I did not wear a whole lot. I still don't wear a whole lot, you know. So it's a personal preference. I don't see anything wrong with any of it. I just think it's an enhancement to your natural beauty. It shouldn't transform you into a totally different person. So like when you do take it off, person like, well, damn, you don't look nothing like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we've seen videos of that. I've seen it in real life. People look totally different. You should not look totally different when you take off your makeup or take off your wig. You should look like you, just, you know, less enhanced. That's all. That's how I see it. I hope I'm saying your name right. Goldoff, because I don't know if I'm saying it. Maroon says gotta glue that wig down. Right. Yeah. They gotta glue them down, child, to make them secure, child. And that glue on that hairline, it messes your hairline up. When you glue them wigs down, oh my God. I think it's something called traction alopecia that a lot of these women are walking around here with. So now it's to the point where they can't take it off because it looks so hideous. On, you know, the hairline is like you get the imprint from where they constantly gluing that wig. It's not good. It's not good. It's really not. And now it's something you have to do because it looks bad when you take it off. Thank you once again for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? So now it's something you feel like you gotta keep wearing because you messed your head up. Tracy Wells says Gen X and older millennial women are warned and they laughed it off. Now they are panicked and try to guilt the same guys they rejected years ago. Thank you so much for the super chat, Tracy. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's true. You know, it's like you took lessons from the hyena crowd. You didn't listen to people who were trying to tell you the truth or give you the correct information. And now you're going to suffer the consequences. It is what it is. You know, nobody, you know, you tell these young women, hey, stop running around here being promiscuous. You're going to end up with a disease or you end up pregnant. And then when they end up pregnant, now you got the baby to take care of and you're doing it by yourself. Now they're crying and having nervous breakdowns and they, you know, stressed out because they didn't realize that you was going to have to take care of another human by yourself. Didn't you not think that you were going to be doing it by yourself when you didn't prioritize a husband? And then a lot of women, you hear older women saying, well, it doesn't matter if you have a husband. Yes, it does, because now you can make that person responsible. If you do marry somebody and they walk away and they don't take care of their responsibility, guess what? He can be held responsible and accountable. But if you're out here with just a Pookie, Ray Ray, Charlie, or whoever, he has no responsibility whatsoever. A lot of these women don't even know who the fathers are. So a lot of these people don't even know the person's name to even contact them for child support or make them accountable in any way a lot of times. So you have to do it by yourself. This is why I don't understand why women don't tell other young women, hey, listen, you're going to be the one holding the bag in a baby form. And you're going to have the majority of the responsibility for this child. So maybe you should be cautious with who you're opening your legs to. Be more mindful of your body because it's your body, your choice. So you can either choose one way or choose the other way. But if you choose to, you know, because look, it's your choice. And they like to say that, but only when it benefits them. You know what I mean? And so you go out here and you get pregnant and you have this baby, the brunt of the responsibility is on you. So why shouldn't women be the ones who are more cautious and more protective of their bodies because they're the ones who have to carry the child and take care of it? And you can't just simply say, oh, men need to step up. What men? You don't even know usually they don't even know who the fathers are. This is the part they don't want to talk about. Oh, this is the part the sisterhood wants you to shut up about. Oh, that these women are reckless and sleeping with multiple different men. So you don't know who the one to pin it on. You don't even know. But these men need to step up. Okay, find the man who's the father then. Tell us which one is the daddy, because a lot of them can't tell you that. if you really want to be honest. Paul Harrison, shout out to you. Thank you so much once again for the generous super chat. I appreciate you for that. Says, ladies, listen to what DeeDee said. She hardly wore makeup when she met her man slash husband, her husband. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you once again for that, Paul Harrison, for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't. I did not. I barely, seldom wore makeup. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's part of it. Thank you once again, Paul Harrison. I appreciate you. Divine Photo says, when a woman claims to be making six figures and men, you really hear them, they have bad spending habits, hence why they want men to match or exceed them in finances or in money. Yeah, exactly, Divine. It is, they want you to pay for their lifestyle. That's what it is. They want you to come in and be their saving grace. You have to be their savior. You have to come in and take over where they messed up. This is why they don't want to build with you, because they know that they're the reckless ones. You can't build if you have a woman who's spending everything she makes. So you can't build together if she has nothing to build with. She might make decent money, but she's spending it all. She's in, credit card debt up to her eyebrows, up to her wig. She can't really build with you because she's already blown her credit. She's spent all of her money. She doesn't have anything to build with. She's run it in the ground. She's ran it in the ground. And now she wants you to come in with all of your resources that you've worked hard for and just come in and continue that lifestyle, pay her debt, pay everything. You'll realize the pickle you put yourself in if you deal with a woman like that. Thank you once again for the super chat, Divine. Edward says, I've seen aunties, friends, and families sabotage some of the women when they do wake up. They hurry up and step with the man or convince her to leave. Oh, they hurry up and sleep. Okay, my bad. They hurry up and sleep with the man or convince her to leave. That is correct. And when I say, like, when I always say, like, oh, I've seen it close up, and yeah, it's usually with family members, the people right around you. You see this stuff happening on a daily basis. It's sad, and I really do think it goes back to the older women are still in competition with the young. They don't have a man, and they don't want you to have a good man. They want the man that you trying to get. So they see you with a good man, they're gonna try to sabotage that, tell you, girl, he ain't ish. He ain't this. But then secretly she go behind your back and she get with him. It's a conniving sisterhood out here, I tell you. Thank you once again for the super chat, Edward. I appreciate you. So, it's just a sad thing to see. And it doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon. And a lot of these older women are not helping because they're still in competition. They're still trying to get these men that their daughters should be getting. And on top of that, they're making them think that they have to expect all of these unrealistic things from a man, because I think they in a sense, you're trying to, like, put the man out of your reach on purpose, because you know that you don't measure up. You don't want to give him the things that he should have. You don't have any desire to really give him what he wants. So let's just make up these unrealistic expectations to just price ourselves out. We know we don't qualify for that type of man. We know we don't qualify for him. So let's just put it out there so we can just keep talking and keep talking. And maybe one of them will slip up, and maybe a few of them will think that we for real and actually do it. You know what I mean? That's the real gag. Maybe one of them, maybe we'll find an unsuspecting one who hasn't been listening to these podcasters that these women want to shut down. They want to hear these men, which are called red pillars. Hopefully he ain't listened to none of them. Hopefully he's just, he's unsuspecting and he's just out here fresh out with his money. And maybe we can get him to really believe that's what he should be doing. And so we can take advantage of him. Yeah. So let's keep saying it, and hopefully it sticks somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But deep down, they really know that they don't qualify for these men that they saying they want. This is why when they come in contact with them, they're clueless and they feel insecure. It's like, oh shit, wait a minute, what am I don't know. This is a nice restaurant. You want to go to these nice restaurants, and then when you get there, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to dress. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to do anything. You don't have the proper etiquette. You don't know nothing. All you know how to do is eat with your hands, lobster, and what is it? You just want to eat seafood. You know how to eat seafood with your hands. That's it. You don't really know how to go to these expensive, exquisite establishments, and you don't know how to walk in like a lady and look like one. You want to go in looking ghetto and then eating with your hand. That's what you're used to. So when you go to those places, you really don't know how to carry yourself. You really don't know what you're doing. But then on the other, and that's those particular ones. But then you have the bougie women who actually have experienced that and know how to carry themselves, but their expectations are really high, and they're selfish. They're independent, selfish women who want that type of lifestyle. But when you get a man and you present it with a man like that, you don't know how to treat him. So it's either you don't know how to treat him, you're too independent and selfish, you're kind of on the ghetto side, you don't know how to present yourself. It's a lot that goes into it. But these are women, these are all the women that are the prize. These are all the women that men should just accept no matter what, because they're so great, and they're really not. They're really not. To be honest, Successful MD says men don't need red pill when using the proper head. I know that's right. And you got a point, and I get exactly where you're coming from, because it's the truth. It's the truth, but that's only good for you if you just want to, hit it and quit it. That's only good if you just looking to have fun. You know what I'm saying? That's when that's good for when you're just having fun. You're not looking for anything serious. But for the men, thank you, Successful MD. But for the men who are looking for committed relationships, wives, and things of that nature, you're gonna have to do a lot of vetting. You're gonna really have to really pay attention. It ain't about spending all your money on her. No, it's not. It's not, because we see that don't work. We see that don't work. We see that a lot of these, using your wallet is not the key to finding a woman that you want. Is you're gonna find the opposite. You're gonna find a woman that you don't want. I'm just saying. So it's just crazy. I got a clip for you guys. I want to go ahead and play this for you. Here it is, and tell me what you think.
Tend to sacrifice their happiness for their family, while women tend to sacrifice their family for their happiness.
How about that?
A lot of women think the grass is greener on the other side, only to get out there and see that it's not. Just like Tia
Myrick.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of that? There were women who were clowning him in those comment sections of this video. There were women who were saying he could barely get it out, and because he know it's not the truth and he's lying. But I mean, if you think about it, I don't have to think about it. I know it's the truth. But because a lot of these women have dealt with Pookies and Ray Rays, that's their experience. So they don't know a lot. And on top of that, a lot of them don't know, what sacrifice is when it comes to a good man. See, the thing is, you sacrificed a lot for Pookie and Ray Ray because you didn't require anything from him. So yeah, he driving your car, living at your house, eating up your children's Fruitios or Fruit Loops or whatever, Cheerios. And you don't require anything from him because he can pipe you down real good, and that's all that matters to you. That's most important. He look good and he can pipe you down. You're attracted to that, and that's all that matters. But when real life sets in, he doesn't measure up, you see. And the thing about it, it's more acceptable if he did level up. If he did just the minimum, work at McDonald's or something, that probably be enough for them, because they don't really expect much from him. So anything that he does, they're going to be appreciative, because at least he's doing something. And first he didn't do anything. So now he's working at McDonald's. Okay, I'll take that because you are attracted to him. Meanwhile, on the ranch, the men who you are not really attracted to, you're asking him to make over 6 figures and bring all these things to the table when you know you really don't qualify for that. You really don't qualify for that. So, it's sort of like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Pookie and Ray Ray don't have to do much because she liked that he's putting it on her real good. And I think also too, and I will say this because I thought about this before. Where I said that, but then and I think women are some women, and once again, this is not all women. For the people in the back, this is not all women, but just for the women who this applies. If it don't apply to you, let it fly. I'm not talking to you. But for the ones who think this way, I'm just giving you a little bit of advice. Hope you take it. You would be surprised where you can find everything that you're looking for. If you're looking for some, you're looking for a man that's good physically down, in bed or whatever. I'm not trying to get too deep. But what I'm saying is y'all are looking for attraction in a certain way to the point where you miss out on your blessing. You talk about nerds and dudes who just aren't, don't have that swag. Those are men. And you would be, pleasantly surprised that just because he looked like a nerd don't mean he moved like a nerd down there. I'm just saying. These women are so lost and so confused. You're just looking at, oh, he looked fine and he a bad boy and he's like the only one that knows what he's doing. I'm just saying, just for the women listening, you might find a nerd and you might be pleasantly surprised that you don't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? So stop thinking one-sided and so small-minded. You only just think one way and thinking that, if he don't have a beard, then I don't like him. Or if he don't, just small stuff that don't really benefit you. I'm just saying. Paul Harrison, once again, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Says, hey, DeeDee, would you consider having your husband on the show one day to show people how married people interact and how they move? I would love to see and hear that. I hope I'm not asking too much. Yeah, well, he's been on the show. Yeah, and I'm not opposed to him being back, but he's definitely been on here several times already. But yeah, he definitely will come on when he's not too busy or you're not working, because he's usually working and he's busy. But yeah, he's been on here several times. Most people who've been watching the maybe you're new here, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you once again for the super chat. Yeah, he's been on here several times. Like people who have already been on here are familiar with the channel. They've seen my husband up here. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely have him up here some more, once he's not as busy. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. And that's not too much to ask at all. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD says, I think women are more visual. But Successful MD, but men say that they're more visual. So I think they're equally visual, actually. I think women put just as much stock into how a person, their aesthetics, than men do. And in fact, I think, yeah, you might be right. You might be right. I agree. Yeah. I think women have become more visual. Yeah. I agree. Yep. Because I had to think about it. I just said what you said. Yeah, I think they are. Yep. But they're more, I don't know, they're more delusional too. Thank you for the super chat. And I think when it comes to men and women, I think it's okay to be visual. I think surface level and aesthetics are good, but I also think it's more important to look at the inner of who a person really is. To me, I think that's most important. I understand that, when men say, hey, she can't be no booger wolf or whatever. She can't look so bad. I got to have something to look at. I get it, because you got to have that attraction. Men need that attraction level. They need it, but I don't know if women need that attraction level as much as men. Because by the way, men are the ones who pick, right? Men are the ones who determine who they want to marry. If there's enough attraction there for them to even want to be with the woman, if there's enough attraction for them to even get, sexually aroused by the woman. So men need that as well. I think men should have a bit more of that than the women, but I do think women are more surface level and more delusional and more driven by looks than men, when I think it should be the other way around. I think I can understand why men are more looks driven, or more, because they have to be the ones who are attracted to somebody that they want to be with. They do the picking, because there are a lot of attractive women, but men are still not attracted to them in every way. She looked good, but you still don't want to marry her. You still don't want to be with her, because there's probably still something about her that you're not attracted to, other than just her surface. This is because if that was the case, y'all would all be for the BBLs and the, all that's out here. A lot of these women are attractive now, even with the wigs and stuff. A lot of them are real cute, but the other stuff that they have, the qualities that they lack, is what you're not attracted to. So you're not just going, because in that case, it would, the baby mamas and the beautiful, attractive baby mamas, y'all would run for them and get them. You wouldn't care about that, that they have children, that they don't want to cook, clean, and they want all your money. You would just go grab them up. So there are other things that are more beneficial and more should be more of the focus than just what they look like. Because I see a lot of attractive women who are single because their attitudes stink. They're entitled. They're selfish. They're independent. They think they're entitled to you doing everything for them. So they just sit, they don't feel the need to do anything for you. They feel like they're the prize. Give me all you got. I don't need to do shit because I'm beautiful and I know you want me. So those women are more entitled than ever, a lot of them. So, and I think that's why when you do come across women or, that you think are attractive and they don't have that mindset, it's a shock. It's oh my God, she's not entitled. She don't think her ish don't stink. Like when you come across women who are decent, or are attractive, and they're not like that, it's a shocker because a lot of beautiful women are very stuck up, very selfish, very entitled. And then once again, it's not all of them. A lot of them are. But sometimes you find women who are not as attractive, but they are the sweetest women. I mean, these women will give you the shirt off their back. Really nice women, real loving women, very feminine women, but they're just not what would be considered, I guess, a 7, 8, 9, or 10. But beautiful in the inside. These women will be great wives. They know how to cook. Now they have a little edge to them, but at the same time, they're respectful. Things of that. And you'll find that but listen, all of this exists. You can't really pinpoint, even though I'm talking about it. It's not one of those things that you just pinpoint, because I've seen some entitled, selfish, ugly broads. And I hate to use that word, but I'm saying less attractive, I'll say. I've worked with over the years, Lord, it's been a long time ago, some girls who were not that attractive, baby, and they were selfish, entitled. They thought they ish didn't stink, and they didn't look good in the face. They were facially challenged. So you can find a bit of all of this. I'm just saying. So that's why you just got to really pay attention to a person. You just got to get to know the person. Everybody is not the same. There's some people who are very similar, but everybody's not the same. So you just got to really vet people, men and women, because you just never know. You can't go off of a certain stereotype or, they say light-skinned people act like this, dark-skinned people act like this. Oh, tall women are this, short women are this. Oh, if she's a super attractive, she this or she that. Because it could be any of it. Any of it could be the truth. I'm just saying. B-Man TV, thank you for the super chat, says, what happened to the quality of substance, character? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like that is gone out the window. It's like, what can you do for me? How much money you make, what kind of car you drive, that's it. So they can get money out you. They don't care about all of that stuff, but then complain, about men taking advantage of them, messing up them, eating the Pookie. See, because Pookie, once again, they don't care about his character. They don't care about how much money he make. They don't care about nothing. He pipe him down real good. Cause I don't see what else he brings to, he don't have any money. He can't offer you anything. He can't take you nowhere too much. You just like his swag and you attracted to him, and that's it. And you give him a baby and then he bounced. That's it. And then now you complaining saying all men ain't. So a lot of these women don't know what they want. Thank you once again for the super chat, B-Man TV. I appreciate you. Since that's what MD says, a Pookie-tized woman is done for life. Run. She's done. She's done for life. Life super since that's what MD. Wait, oh my God. You a trip. Thank you for the super chat. She's done for life. Oh my God. Edward says the club scene. 10 women bent over twerking and slapping each other's butt. While the few single guys looking lonely, one guy approached and was immediately shut down. They used to say, ew. They used to just say ew. Now they. Okay, well, maybe they found found what they want. Maybe they, they say they turning lesbian, and then they having a problem over there. So They're saying 50% of women, lesbian couples are ending or they're the highest in domestic violence, DV, and all kinds of other stuff. They're breaking up, they're divorcing the ones that got married. So, baby, they know better over there. Them numbers are rising. So, I mean, I don't know. What can you say to that? Thank you for the super chat, Edward. I appreciate you. Let's move on. I have another clip for you guys. I want to get your thoughts on this one. Here we go.
Away from a 12-year relationship with 2 kids. We have been together since I was 16 years old. You know, I had 2 children as a teenager. And I can honestly say that as young adults raising 2 children, we did pretty okay. But about 6 years into the relationship, I began to feel stuck. While he was sticking to and accomplishing all of the goals that he had set for himself, I was feeling like my life was just becoming like a revolving door of mother and wife duties. And then the goals that I had for myself would come last. I would come up with all these plans on how we could, relocate to California as a family. And he would entertain it, but he never spoke life into it. And when it all hit the fan, I walked away from everything. And you know what was the hardest? The judgment and criticism that I received, especially from people I thought would be in my corner. After leaving that relationship, an overflow of blessings and opportunities started to come my way. It has been an extremely long journey of healing. I didn't know who I was outside of being a mom and a wife. I am that too, but I'm also more than just that. Now I am getting to know LaBrittany.
Okay, sound familiar? Sounds familiar. Now, while I don't know her personally, it's never personal. It's just, just my thoughts and opinions on what I hear. And I think, honestly, and she says she got criticism, from people she thought would be in her corner because they realized she was making a mistake. And women don't realize the mistake because they think, oh, once I left that situation, I was able to thrive. Now, listen. Just because you leave your marriage or relationship of all those years and you have 2 kids and you're breaking your family home up for no real detrimental reason, it doesn't mean that you can't continue. Because if you're focused on something else and you're driven, you can definitely go and create other opportunities. If you have something going on and you apply yourself, okay, yeah, you could go and do other things and be successful. But the point is, like the man said in the other video, women prioritize their own happiness. They don't think about the family. They don't think about what you're doing to your kids and the family structure. Men, on the other hand, got to go out and work hard and build and prioritize their families because that's who they're responsible for. She didn't say he was abusive. She didn't say anything that was detrimental to her livelihood or her children's livelihood or their family livelihood. She said she watched him accomplish the things that he wanted to accomplish, not understanding that that was going to benefit the entire family. And she said marriage, so I'm assuming they were married. They had 2 kids. She was young when she had the kids. But you had a man who was there working, and she said sounds like he was providing, and they were doing good. But she's looking at his accomplishments as his and not the family's, when it seems like he was taking care of the family, and she just reduced herself to just being a wife and a mother, which I think that's one of the biggest jobs and accomplishments you could have as a woman, because that is your duty. That is your part. The duty is for the man to go out and work and provide for his family. The duty of the woman is to provide for the household and the children. That is your role. So society has made women think that their role as a mother and a wife isn't a contribution and that it's not fulfilling. So women go into it with an issue because they don't think that that's enough, that, oh, me being a mother and raising my kids, making sure they're good, making sure our house is good, making sure I have things prepared and stable at home so that it's easier for my husband to go out and work and do what he has to do, because what he has to do is not hard either. We talk about motherhood and raising kids and being in the home is a major job, which it is, and it's very taxing. But it's each role you have a role, and your role is contributing to the overall family structure as just as much as his. But you want to make the household comfortable for not just your husband, but for your husband, you, and your kids, and make sure your kids have a stable home. But a lot of these women don't see it as that, and I can relate, because I was told this. A lot of us were told that being a mother and a wife wasn't nothing, that it wasn't that important, and you need to be out working. Why do I need to be out working if my husband is working and he's taking care of our household and we good? Why do I have to go out and work too when my work is at the house, making sure the kids are good, making sure they're eating properly, making sure that they're being taken care of? Why do I have to go out and try to get to the bag when I have a man who's already doing that? You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to worry about that aspect of it. Why? It's this independent mindset that they've pushed on these women, making them feel like their role as a mother and a wife is not much. So now they feel like, oh, he's accomplished all this. That's not my accomplishment. No, if he accomplished it, it's an accomplishment for all of you. But then also they drive into their heads, oh, well, you know, that's his accomplishment. When he get all his money and do what he want to do, he'll just drop me like, no, that's a lie. If you got a man who's there, he's already there. He's taking care of his family. He's thinking about his family. That's what drives him. That's what drives men to go out and do what they need to do, because they know that they have a family to take care of. I don't understand the thought of the women, and this is where women get it wrong. So you leave a situation that seemed good to go out here and work harder by yourself and take care of yourself. And now your kids got this broken home, and you know, now this is your life. And then when you get tired of doing it, when it becomes overwhelming and it's too stressful and it's just you by yourself, now they're complaining. Now they end up complaining. So I just really think a lot of women get it wrong. Now, I don't know her situation. Now, you know, some of these women, they leave the situation, and some of them are able to go get into other relationships and build on that, you know, but from what I've seen, they usually end up going from relationship to relationship to relationship. It's, you know, a lot of times it's difficult for them to be with a man in a long-term stable relationship. In a lot of cases, I don't know her case, but a lot of cases, because they are too independent. They don't know how to, you know, really be in a stable relationship with a man who is successful. You want the man to be successful. You want all of this, but at the same time, you fight against it. You know, that's why I say with women, it's confusing. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You don't know, you know, if I was a man, I wouldn't know how to approach a woman. I wouldn't know what to do. Because even if you approach him and you start talking to him, you realize some things about him, and there's no, you know, you can't change their minds. They're set on what they believe and what they think, and you're going to have a difficult time with that type of woman, because there's nothing you could do. You could be a good man. She's still going to have certain unrealistic expectations, and there's nothing you can say to change that. You have to have women who are coming to the table open-minded and open to change and open to getting answers and open to working with the man, not just coming in with your mind made up. You know what you want. And if he can't give you what you want, next, until there's no next, you know, next, until there's no next. There's nobody else who's willing to step up. You've ran out of all of your options. So now you're complaining about that. It's just like a evolution of complaints, a revolving evolution of complaints. You know, you're never satisfied, and you're not getting what you want, but you're still going to complain about it. So, you know, it just becomes, like I said, a revolving door of just complaining and not getting what you want, but you're not making any changes to try to get what you want, because you're stuck on what I call stuck on stupid. You're stuck on the idea of what you want, and you're going to manifest it no matter what. You don't have to make any sacrifices. You don't have to make any changes. You don't have to do anything but just be who you are and constantly look for these unrealistic expectations, and you're still not getting them. And the clock is steadily ticking. You're running out of options. You're getting older. Life is passing you by. You're only fooling with dudes who want to just sleep with you, and that's it. They don't take you seriously because you don't exude the qualities that they want. So now they're just going to play with you. I don't condone that. I don't condone women being hoes, and I don't condone men being hoes. But at the same time, I still believe the men can only be as many hoes as you allow them. Because if you're not giving them anything to hoe around with, what can they do? They're gonna have to go play with themselves. So if you're not opening your legs to these men to be hoes, how they gonna do it? They gotta do it with somebody. So if they see the opportunity of a woman who's gonna allow them to play with them, you think they're not gonna take it? Let's be real. They're gonna take it. Men and women are different. So if men get an opportunity to go play with you and you let them, they gonna do it. So the way to fix that, stop being a hoe with them. Because if they hoes, you a hoe too, right? Come on now. They ain't hoeing with the walls. They ain't hoeing with thin air. They hoeing with other women who are being hoish. So, you gotta think a little deeper and stop thinking, oh, just the men are out here doing. No, if men all they want to do is play with women, y'all letting them play with y'all. So if you don't have enough sense to say, you know what, I'm not playing. This is what I require. These are my standards, and I will not falter on those. This is what I expect, and I'm not going to do anything other. Then it will force those type of guys, even the Pookies and the Ray Rays. Pookies and Ray Rays would have to level up. If they want something serious, Pookie can't be Pookie if you don't let him. Y'all allowing Pookies to get away with it all on the name of, oh, he's fine, I'm attracted to him, so whoop, open my legs, give him a baby, and then now I expect him to grow up. No, he ain't gonna grow up. He gonna grow up when he wants to. You can't force him. You can't make him. He gonna be Pookie till the day he die, or he gonna be Pookie until he decide to change. And he probably, when he changed, he not gonna be with you. He gonna find somebody else. Even Pookie have standards when he ready. Even Pookie and Ray Ray gonna have standards when they ready. When they realize I'm tired of being Pookie and I need to do something in my life, he gonna want a better option. He ain't gonna want Pookisha. He done with you. He ain't gonna want you. This is why y'all give him babies, and then when he realized, oh, I need to do something because I really care about this woman. So I really care about her. So guess what? I can't be Pookie no more. I got to level up. So he go get a job. You like, damn, when I was with him for 10 years, he ain't never got a job. Because you didn't require him to get one, baby. You didn't require him. You accepted him for what he was in the name of he was fine and cute. And he put it on you good. And that's all you got. That's all you was reduced to. But then when he met the woman that he wanted and who was good to who he wanted, because you was good to him too, but he didn't want you. So when he get the woman he wants, goes back to men are the ones who pick. It's up to them. And when he ready to pick who he want, he gonna do what he need to do for her. And now you mad. He never did nothing for me. But as soon as he got with her, he married her, and now he got a job and bought a house. Pookie? No, huh? Child. Successful MZ says many women brag about a 304 lifestyle. Why? That ain't because they think it's empowerment. Child, that ain't nothing to brag about. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. If you run around here bragging about being a 304 child, you got issues, more issues than I could, help with. You got issues. That ain't nothing to brag about. Being outside, open your legs for Pookie, Ray Ray, and whoever else is not a flex. It's really not. It's not a flex. It is really, and making babies with these men and creating broken homes is not a flex either. Whether you think you can take care of your child by yourself or not, it's still it's not a good look. It's too much of that. It's a epidemic of single mothers out here. And there's no family structure. It's all the women and the children and no men. Because they don't think they need a man. And as long as the government is giving them government assistance, that's enough for them. Even though that is not I don't think that government assistance is enough for you to live off of. You still need to work. That's not enough to make ends meet. And you got 3 kids. You still got to work. That's why they're struggling. And they want a damn near rich man to come in and just scoop them up like a Cinderella story, like what's that movie with, I can't think of I can't think of the movie. Julia Roberts in it. Like, you want Pretty Woman. You want that. They bought into that movie Pretty Woman, She's a hooker on the streets, ain't had much going on, but she was pretty. He was attracted to her. He had all the money, exposed her to a different lifestyle. And, try to shape her up and whip her into shape, and did that. And then he did, and he realized he loved her and took her on. Now she's in with a rich man. This what they think is gonna be a Pretty Woman story. That men gonna see them in the bushes and with their kids peeking out, needing help, and gonna be like, oh, she's gorgeous. Man, I like her. Like I said, go get her, snatch her up and them kids and make her, your wife and take on, whip her into shape, get her together. That's what they want, even though they say they are not taking, they don't want a build-a-boo. They don't want to build a man. They don't want to work, meaning they don't want to work with you. They want you already established, but you want them to build you up. You want them to come in and pay all your bills and expose you to a more expensive lifestyle and do all this stuff for you. It's insanity. Let's move on. I got this clip of this woman. Now, I changed the music on this for copyright reasons, but this woman, I'm going to just play the clip and we're going to talk about it. Here we go. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Here we go. So, if you read the caption, it says, I finally surprised myself with a marriage proposal. I know you lying. I know you lying. So this woman, she proposed to herself. Look at her. She looking like a man who was surprised a woman with the proposal. Look at her. This is some mental shit. Look at her. She's moving and jumping up and down and happy like she was really, like there's a man on the other. You would think that there was a man on the other side with a ring proposing to her. She's pretending like she's in shock. Look. She's pretending like she didn't set all this up herself. Look. And it says in the background, be mine. Be mine. What? Be my what? It says, be my wife. You got to be kidding me. Look at this shit. Be my wife. She set this up, y'all. She bought the letters. She bought the flowers. She set it up herself, and she's jumping and screaming and like somebody, like she was really surprised. Now, if this is not a mental issue, I don't know what is. Be my wife. So she's telling herself to be her own wife. Now, if she had pulled out a ring and put it on her own finger, baby, I would be done. I would be. This is a travesty. And there were, majority of people didn't agree with it. There were a lot of people who were saying this is insanity. But there was some who was like, well, maybe she just want to treat herself, defending this behavior. A lot of people were defending the behavior, but I think there were more. The more I looked, I saw people who were like, this is crazy. Because it's not like she just set it up and, and then she, even just setting it up saying, be my wife is ridiculous. You're asking so you're marrying yourself because nobody else will. And so you want to say in your lifetime that you had a proposal, even if it was from yourself, child. You want to say somebody wanted to marry you and it was you. Now, what was funny about this was people were saying, so what's going to happen is she going to divorce herself? So when things get rough, is she going to set up a divorce or what? I just, when I say, I've said it before that a lot of our women are mentally challenged and they never got any help, any medicine or anything. It's just walking around with these issues and they've gone unchecked. And honestly to say, and once again, I don't know this woman, but this is one of those situations. You literally bought flowers, set all this up, and walked out and pretended to be shocked. Like a person who was really surprised. Your husband or somebody surprised, or your boyfriend surprised you with a proposal. You really shocked because you didn't see it coming. She's literally pretending. She's acting. Like she don't know how much she know how much she paid for them flowers. She know how much she paid for the letters that say, be my wife. She know how much it costs to do all of this because she did it. And to walk out and do all that is insane to me. But it shows you there's a level of desperation within a lot of our women, a lot of women in general, and they don't know what to do with themselves. Hey, if I don't get nobody to propose for me, I'm going to do it myself and pretend that I'm shocked and surprised. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense, but you'll take the time and go through all of these measures to do stuff like this, but won't do anything to change your mentality or your mindset or try to figure out, work on yourself. Therapy, pay for some therapy. If you're going to put money into anything instead of wasting it on this, put some money into some therapy to find out what issues you have. Why can't you attract a man? Why men don't want to approach you? Why they don't want to be around you? What's your attitude like? What's your thought process? What has, run men away from you? Those are the things you should be investing in and trying to figure out how you can better yourself for a relationship you say you want, as opposed to faking one. Because to sit up here and fake this costs money and time. And really it's the mental aspect is her acting like she's surprised. Literally acting surprised, like, oh my God. And you did this yourself, like you didn't know, like you didn't see it coming. You paid for it, for God's sake. You know exactly how much it cost, when it was being set up, all that, and you had to go get dressed and come out and tell yourself a lie for the gram. And that's not, that's not insanity. I don't understand it. It's like it's a weird thing that we're seeing, and a lot of people don't really call this out. They just act like they don't see it. They act like it don't exist. They don't act like women don't have issues, or we're just the perfect thing since sliced bread. We're so great. It's the men that's all the problem. Women don't need to make any changes. Women are just so great and a prize, and men are just all the problem. They need to get it together. Men need to level up. Men need to do all this. Well, as women, oh my God, we don't have to do anything. We're so perfect. We're just queens and we're princesses and we're the bomb.com. Even if we 400 pounds, we just so great. Big girls jumping up, letting their stomach shake out here with tank tops on, saying we are prizes, walking around strong and big and proud, and just thinking that everything's since sliced bread. And if a man approached, they like, ew. It's the big girls. It's the ones that think they're the prize who are 400 pounds saying ew to other people. Like, what the hell? Like, you really think you've leveled up, because you make some money on YouTube. Come on now. Like, it's crazy. And I could take it further, but I don't want to be disrespectful, because there are all kinds of people who think like this. They're the prize and they don't have to do anything to better themselves for the men they say they want. It's a delusional state of mind, and it's holding you back. It's holding you back from getting what you really want. You're not going to get what you want with this mentality. And I know this is a modern thing, and this is how we're in 2024, and this is how a lot of women think. And, the sisterhood have told them, girl, you need to have this and you need to have that and all that. And they believe in it. And there's nothing wrong with you. Every time something go down, there's never any reflection on the women's part. There's no reflection on your behavior. There's no reflection on, what could you have done better in this situation? How, they're too entitled to even think that way. Like, what could I have not done? Did I have to yell? Did I have to cuss? Did I have to did I have to treat him like that? Did I have to do that? Was that warranted? Like, maybe I could have asked that question. Maybe I could have asked the question as opposed to just approaching him in a nasty way. Like, there's so many things you can do differently to get a better outcome. Sometimes a man's response is based off of how you approach them. But there's no self-reflection. If you approach a man in a salty, aggressive way, and he responds back, then that's energy reciprocated. That don't make him bad. It means maybe you need to work on your delivery, and maybe he'll work on his. Maybe your delivery is what sparked his delivery. Maybe he's giving you the same energy that you've given him because he has standards too. And he's not going to let you just talk to him in the kind of way and just sit there and take it and act like, okay, yes, ma'am, you know, like a child. No, if you come to a person with a nasty attitude and they give it back, maybe you need to realize, okay, you know what? Self-reflection, self-awareness. You know what? I did approach you wrong. I apologize for that. You know what? I got to work on some stuff because listen, I was raised by a single mother too. So let me, because this is what I saw her do this. So let me get myself in check because I can't just keep saying, you shouldn't talk to me like you approach him in an aggressive manner and yelling and all of this. And then you want him to just talk to you all calm and nice. No, babe, what they do that day? No, you won't, you know, you might, you know, get the same energy. And if you get it, you need to realize if you want a certain response, you got to give it. You can't just go roll. And a lot of women are very prone to doing this. You like to talk to men in a nasty way, and because you've been getting away with it. You used to approaching men in a very disrespectful manner, but then you want them to respect you and have all the respect and mannerisms for you. No, some men ain't doing that. This is when they call you sassy. Because you're sassy if you protect yourself. If you're protecting yourself, you're not supposed to do that as a man. You're supposed to just take whatever a woman is issuing because she got a vagina and you want some. But I think that's an injustice for men and I certainly don't want my sons to think that that's how they need. No, they're raised and taught to be respectful and treat people in general with respect. Not just women, but to treat ladies like a lady. Treat everybody with respect because you want respect back. But if somebody walking up on you and talking to you crazy, fuck the hell with them. You don't got to sit back and just take that hell. No. They could call you sassy all day. Nah, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how you going to talk to me. I don't care because it's just basic respect. It's like these people haven't been taught. I said this the other day. Manners. You haven't been taught how to be respectful and just basic manners. Thank you. They don't know how to say thank you. A man did the video on a woman. She don't know how to say thank you. Man, hold it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. The young guy helped me pick up some water in the stove. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. He's like, you're welcome. That's it. That ain't hard to do. Because he didn't have to do that. People don't have to. They're not obligated. They're not entitled. But women a lot of women, not all, but are entitled to certain treatment that they don't really give themselves. So when people start treating you the way you treat them, then that's going to make you, then that's what's happening. Now men are saying, hell no, I'm not approaching you. I'm not doing, I'm giving you what you want. So now you ain't even got a man. You don't have no room to be disrespectful because they ain't even approaching you, child. They walking the opposite way. So you just, now it's a bunch of women. So y'all gonna just be disrespectful to each other because y'all understand each other, right? With all the lesbians getting divorces and beating each other up. So yeah, right. Y'all understand each other, right? Sure you do. But it's just a hot mess out in the streets, child. Let me play this little clip for you. This is just something I had, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this. What do you think of this? Because I thought it was quite sad, but listen to this.
8 times 6.
8 times 6?
Yes, ma'am. 8 times 6, Miss Liz. Huh?
8 times 6,
92.
92?
I'm lit.
Liz.
Nah, don't treat that as an excuse.
Liz. 3 times 7.
21.
21, that's great.
21?
Watch this.
Bruh.
7 times 3. Okay, we can't do it. 8 times 5. 8 times 5, honey. 8 times 5? Huh? I want you to know this so bad. No, not 8 times. 8 times 5, sweetheart. 40. 40. There we go.
So, I've seen several videos like this, not to be funny, but this is embarrassing. I'm just saying it is. That's basic math. Look, now I'm not a bad scholar, but I know basic math. This is basic math. And the funny part of it is that he asked the other one was 3 times 7 or whatever, and she said it 21. Girl, you had the next girl, he switched it around and she still didn't know the answer. I'm like, God damn. What you paying attention, girl? It's the same thing. 3 times 7, 7 times 3, 21. She couldn't get it for the life of me. But you know,
8 times 6.
but this is modern women. It's modern women. They're smarter than men, and men are below them, and men need to level up. On what level? What levels you talking about? At what? Because clearly, based on that, a lot of them can't count. You don't know basic math, so you can't count. But men are so this and so that and so that. And I think maybe that's part of maybe why he was doing that, because a lot of women, y'all should have seen a lot of women in the comments say, well, why, what that's got to do with anything? Baby, that has a lot to do with everything. You don't know basic math. You don't even, so how you, and then it's always talking about, oh, well, I can help a man and help him get to the bag by doing what? OnlyFans? Because how else you gonna help him level up if you don't know basic math? And a lot of these are college educated people. I've seen enough videos of college educated women who didn't know basic math, like basic math, timetables. My 7-year-old could wear them out. My 7-year-old can wear them out. They'll be like, what? He's 7. And he could wear them out. Period. So, but this is why, you're not supposed, oh, this is bashing. Oh my God, why would you do that? Why not? Y'all bash men all day and talk about they ain't this and they ain't that and they're dusties and we make more. Yeah, because you're going to do it OnlyFans. Most men ain't doing no damn OnlyFans. They don't want to sell their bodies. Like, oh, you selling your body. You're objectifying your bodies to get money. You're not using pure brain common sense, or you're not that great when it comes to your brain power. You're not using your brain power to get this money. You're using your body. So of course you're going to make more because you're using your body. That's it. You're objectifying yourself to get money. The very same thing you complained about. So men can't do that. So yeah, you got a one up on there. But when it comes to basic common sense, basic math, doing anything dealing with math or some, science, technology, all that stuff. Oh my God, these men got y'all beat at that. But oh, y'all are greater and you know more and you're so smart and you're so this. No, it should be a humbling experience to make you want to do better and learn better and stop objectifying your bodies to get what you want, because that's going to get old. Then what you going to do? You have nothing else to stand on. All these college educated people don't know basic math. You will be surprised. Ain't nobody trying to tell you to, you ain't got to be an expert in trigonometry. Try. This was basic math. So, this why, I don't fall for it. You can miss me with the, all these modern women talking points. I'm not here for that. I don't agree with a lot of it. I'm not, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't take sides. I just look at what's happening. And I think accountability is important. Whether you're a man or a woman, I think you need to be accountable for your actions. I think you need to, become self-aware, know your flaws, know where, you could stand to, know what areas you can stand to improve in. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should walk around thinking that you're perfect, and I don't think that you should be entitled at all. Part of being in a relationship means that you can't be selfish, but you should be selfless, meaning that if you have kids, your kids got to come before you, which means you are not the priority when you have children. That's just my opinion, just by going through it. Your kids have to come first. Your husband has to be a priority. He goes out and he works, he's providing for the family. You got to make sure that, if you're at home, if you are a stay-at-home mom, that you need to make sure that there's a hot meal for your family, meaning your husband and your children. I just saw this video. Oh my God. And I wish I could find it. of this woman who was saying that her husband pays all the bills. I think she's a stay-at-home mom. She says she does not cook. She does not clean for him. She does nothing for him. She says she cooks for her and the kids. She says she goes to the grocery store. I'm gonna react to it probably after this because I can't find it. She says she goes to the grocery store. She does not buy his soaps or like personal hygiene things or whatever he needs. He's responsible for that on his own. She goes to the store. She gets what she needs and what the kids need, but she don't get anything that he needs, and she's going right to the store. She gets what she doesn't wash his clothes, but she does wash clothes. She washed the kids' clothes and her clothes. She does not wash his clothes. He's responsible for washing his clothes. He's responsible for making his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He's responsible for getting his own personal care stuff. I said, baby, what the hell is going on? This is he must be one of them guys I was talking about earlier. He pays all the bills. And then she says, why would I do any of that for a grown man? He could do that for himself. Why is he paying for a grown woman when you could do that yourself? If you only doing for you and the kids, why don't you just pay all your bills and take care of you and the kids 100% by yourself? I just thought that was horrible, and I felt bad for the man in that situation. But I don't know why. People were saying that he's going to leave her and it's going to be a divorce. Maybe so. But I just thought that was insane. If that's not selfish, I don't know what that is. Or she don't like him or whatever. And I don't know why they together. Because, girl, you mean to tell me you would go to the store? You can't get the things that your husband needs and he's paying for it all? Where they make that at? When I find that video, I'll react to it. But it was insane to me. It was crazy. It really was. I'm going to play this next video for you guys. And then after that, we're going to kind of go through that. And then we're going to wrap it up. But to me, this gives you a little bit of insight on the nature of women. This kind of sums it up of how a lot of women think. In this short clip that I'm going to play for you, is kind of sums up, in my opinion, how women think overall. Check it out.
Why? Why can't I have that half?
Okay, here.
But why did you want to give me that to begin with?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's
But
literally
why-
the same sandwich cut in half.
But why didn't you want to give me that one first?
I don't care which one you want. Here, you want this one? Take it.
No, I want that one now. Blaze!
Which one you want now? It's the same fucking sandwich.
Never mind, I don't want anything.
And that sums it up. That sums it up. The caption says, ladies can make life uneasy for men in a second. Relationship is not for the weak, but women love to what's that? Too many drama or too much drama. And he says, bro, I feel your pain. That kind of, I think that sums it up. That really does. That sums it up, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's the delusion for me. That's pretty much how a lot of women think. He's giving her half of something instead of her taking the half and saying, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I got half. Why couldn't I have that half? Then, like a man, okay, yeah, take that half. But why didn't you want to give me that half in the first place? Man, with logical sense, they're the same. I don't care which half you take, just take it. But in her mind, because you didn't want to give me that half, what's the difference between the half he didn't give you versus the half he did give you? What's the difference? It don't matter. It doesn't make any logical sense. But for women, it doesn't have to make logical sense because we're in our feelings. We feel and we conjure up shit and make stuff into something that is not, because that's just the delusional nature a lot of us have. It's just the nature of us, that look, and it doesn't, and then he's just frustrated at the end. So he bites both because it's like, I don't know what the hell to do. And then he takes a deep breath because it's like he don't know what to do because this is insanity. Now she don't want none of them. Now it's going to be a problem because now she's mad when she don't want neither one. Now she got an attitude. It's going to be a problem for him to figure out how to make her feel better when it should have never been a problem in the first place. That's it. That's why I thought this video was funny because, I realized this is the nature of most women. You turn something into nothing and then you complain that it's his fault for your delusion. He gave you half. I could see if he was eating the whole sandwich in front of you. But even in that case, it's the same situation where women, you go get something to eat and you ask, hey, you want something? She says, no, I don't want to. Then you get something just for yourself. Why didn't you get me anything? Because you said you didn't want anything, baby. You said you didn't want anything. So, but you still should have got me something. So he's supposed to read your mind and say, oh, you said, I'm listening to what you're saying. You told me precisely, clearly what you didn't want anything, but that means that's code for still get me something because you should know. You should be able to read my mind and get me something, even though I said I didn't want it. That's what men's supposed to have, telepathy or whatever it is called. Men's supposed to be able to read your mind. So this is why they say if a woman says one thing, you're supposed to think it's something else. But then that get misconstrued because if it goes into something much deeper to when a woman says no, the man thinks she means yes. There's a whole song about it. When what is it? Destiny's Child? You be saying no, 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 no. But when it's really yes, yes, yes. So that's what they thinking. Men, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you go by that logic, because this shows you, oh, she's saying no, but she really mean yes, and he, then he get himself in trouble because he's going by what he think it's gonna be a problem either way. You don't do anything. You listen to what they say. They say no. You say okay, no, you don't want it. Cool. I'm gonna get me something. Then that's a problem. Because you're supposed to read her mind because she really, that no means really, it's confusing, I know. But that's what's going on in our heads, y'all. That's why we need some guidance. We need to have a man to keep us on track because without him, we lost. We're going to sit down, we'll conjure up some stuff. We'll be in our room conjuring up all kind of feelings and thoughts and lose our minds and then go out and ask him why he didn't help us. Help us find it. When he didn't know you was losing your mind, because what reason would you have to lose it? What are you thinking and conjuring up that has nothing to do with him, but he's supposed to fix it all. Men's supposed to fix your mental capacity. They're supposed to pay the bill. They got to worry about being a man. They got to try to thrive in society and hold their temper. And they got to, this too much. They got to be responsible for. It's too much that y'all put on these men. And these women are just losing their minds over stuff they're conjuring up and feeling and thinking. It's too much. It's too much. It is. It's very confusing. Successful MD says you can't fix stupid. We'll take half or more in divorce. Right. It's a lot. It's a lot. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. It's a lot, and I fully understand why men are walking away and why men are going their own way. Because I don't know how y'all do it. I'm a woman, and I personally think a lot of women are batshit crazy. I do. And look, we all, and I have the tendencies too. I'm not excluding myself. I have the tendencies. I think we all, it's in our nature, and that's why it has to be reeled in, and it has to be controlled. It has to be, monitored, because women, all we have is our thoughts and our feelings and what we think. That's what we have. And we sit around and we think up stuff that don't exist and we believe it's real. And then we want to blame somebody for it. And I think that's a problem. I always say, hey, I'm not saying all of this just to bash women. I'm saying it because I come from it. I experienced it myself. I'm a woman. I'm not no different. It's just I chose differently. I chose to not believe the BS and go and, thinking that, and I just don't feel entitlements are great. I don't think that you should. I never felt entitled. So those things is a little bit different from majority of women, but I'm still a woman, But I realize it. I acknowledge it. I take accountability. I know that it's there. It would be, insane for me to just not acknowledge my own nature. I'm a woman too. I have a lot of, I've had them, you know, especially when I was younger. It's like, yeah, but I realized, because that's not something that I want to be. I don't want to be entitled. I've never felt entitled, never wanted to be entitled, never want to be an asshole, or never want to be, just bitchy and all of that. And that's not a good look. I don't like that. I don't like it when I see it on other women. And so I don't want to do it either. I'm just a regular person. And yeah, of course I have feelings. I'm a woman. I feel too, because that's a part of who I am. But, I think it's so you have to, reel it in. You got to understand and recognize yourself and realize what your flaws are and work on them. And as long as you continue to work on yourself, you could be a better individual. You don't have to sit back and just, indulge or relax in that nature and just think, oh, this is who I am and I'm just going to be this way. You take it or leave it. No, because you're going to be by yourself. And if you're a person who don't want to be by yourself, you really want to have meaningful, lasting relationships with people in general and a man, you need to figure that out and take some accountability and change the way you are. You can work on yourself. You don't have to be nasty and rude. The basic things in life of, you don't have to be nasty and rude to people. But there are people who are just like that and they've been that way and it's hard for them to change, I wouldn't consider myself, and I put myself into it because I'm talking about this and I like to include myself as examples so people won't get it twisted and think that, oh, well, you think you're perfect? No, hell no, hell no. And I give my examples for that very reason. So you can't ever say, oh, well, she thinks she's perfect. She doesn't make, hell no. I'm telling you, because I have made mistakes and I know that I'm not perfect and I'm not entitled. And I don't think anybody should. And especially being entitled over a man's money and the things he's worked hard for. I've never been that. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of these women are coming right out of their mother's household with this mentality and this mindset, because that's who's teaching them, So some are already entrenched in it. And to me, I think they're the ones who are going to be a little bit more worse off. But if you're already a person who's never been materialistic, never been entitled, never been selfish, or never been, you know what I'm saying? Like just thinking that somebody owes you something. To me, if you already coming to the table with that mindset, you have a better chance of getting what you want, even with your other flaws and things that you got to work on, because you already know you're coming into it with some of the good stuff, but there are these people who just think that they're all entitled and everything has to be done for them. And if you can't meet those requirements, you ain't this and you ain't that. Y'all, you're going to be by yourself, boo. Because nobody want to have to deal with that. That's a lot to have to deal with. Nobody wants to, and people out here working hard to have a better life for themselves don't want to have to turn around and deal with some combative woman who's selfish and just want what she wants. That's going to be a miserable life. And if you're working hard and you taking care of yourself, you don't want to come home to some miserable, combative woman standing in a corner ready to argue. Who would want that? Nobody. Women don't even want that. You don't want somebody just waiting to argue as soon as you hit the damn door. That's not good. And I don't advise anybody, deal with stuff like that. You should be able to have a conversation with people. You should be able to sit down and be able to work things out and have a civil conversation. If you can't do that, then you have issues. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that needs to be worked on. And if people are willing to put in the work, you can get somewhere. If you're willing to put in the work, you can get somewhere. But if you don't want to do any of the work, if you think that you're entitled to something that you've never worked for, then you're going to have a problem. It's going to be a problem. And this is what we're seeing. A lot of individuals, and this could be man or woman, anybody, just human beings. If you're just sitting back looking for people to just give, and you never want to put in nothing, then you get what you get. And usually that's nothing. Lorraine, baby, you could just exit, honey. If it's BS, get your ass out. Why you here? You ain't gotta stay. Thank you for being here, though. I hope you learned something. Yeah, it's just a hot mess. It really is. It really is. And hopefully, you know, you can learn something from it, or, you know, learn in general, learn to listen to constructive criticism, you know, or just be self-aware. If nothing else, be self-aware, you know, be self-aware, learn from your mistakes. Because oftentimes you see people who keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and you're not getting a different outcome, then that means do something different. Do something different. Do something different. That's it. It's not that hard. But what makes it hard is people who are stubborn and don't want to do anything else. You don't want to do anything else. You're stuck in your ways. You think that what you're doing is right and you refuse to change. But you think that somehow people are supposed to cater to who you are. And that's not anybody else's obligation. It's really not. It's not anybody else's obligation. It's your obligation to change things that you don't like about yourself, which would then change the outcomes that you get, because now you will attract something differently. If you keep attracting the same type of man, the same type of situation, it's because you're the same. If you can't expect the men to just completely leveling up while you just stay stagnant thinking that you're perfect. But if you're perfect and you're not getting the outcomes that you want, then that's common sense for educated people. Like, hold up. I want a certain standard of man, a certain standard of whatever, but I'm not getting it. I'm not attracting those type of men who have the standards I want. So what else is common in that denominator, in that situation? You change, you do some things differently on your end and see if you can get a different outcome. That's all that means. Insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome. That's what they call insanity. It doesn't work in business. It doesn't work anywhere. In relationships, it doesn't work anywhere. You got a business strategy and you've been doing that business strategy for 10 years and you haven't grown and it hasn't yielded any growth, then what common sense for the business would be to change your strategy. Try another strategy that may work and may yield you, an increase, better revenue or whatever. It's just common sense, but you know how they say common sense ain't too common these days. So, and that's it. If that's BS, child, I don't know. This is why they lost. This is why you lost now, because you don't know what BS really is. If it's BS to make changes to better yourself to get better outcomes, then we more lost than I thought. But what's not BS is entitlements and dressing like hoes and going out here and sleeping around and having babies for Pookie and Ray Rays and twerking on tables. All that is great, huh? Yeah, let's twerk. Yeah, get it, girl. We outside. Let's live our lives. Let's have fun. Everything is fun until it ain't. When everybody's struggling to feed themselves and pay rent, it ain't fun. Then when you out here by yourself and you struggling because you ain't got a man or no protection or nothing, and you out here by yourself and you yourself can't even afford to pay for your lifestyle, it ain't fun then. You ain't worry about twerking then, because now real life is setting in. Shit is getting expensive. Things are changing. Then it ain't fun. Now everybody looking around like, well, who gonna help me? No, you got it. You can do it by yourself. Go ahead and do it. Figure it out. When sex work is not available, then what you gonna do? There's no OnlyFans. Ain't nobody paying strippers like that no more. All this, the nightlifes in Atlanta and other places is closing down. People ain't buying into the sex. They see it too much. Women have been over-sexualized on social media. Now men ain't even trying to pay for it. So what y'all gonna do when you don't even get the money from the men? You can't shame a man to his money. You can't shame a man to pay your bills. You can call them sassy all you want. They not paying your bills. They're gonna be sassy and keeping their money in their pockets while y'all over here independent, broke, struggling, crying and depressed because you don't know what to do. You have no resources. You have no help. You have no guidance. You don't have not a goddamn thing. So is that good? Oh, that's okay. Successful MD says, stay away from women in the U.S. bonnet army. Thank you for the super chat once again, Successful MD. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. You know, people don't want to accept the truth, and that the truth shall set you free. You can be delusional all day, but delusional is not going to get you to a better state. You're not going to get to a place of getting what you want. If you, and then so this is why we see all the complaining. All you see is complaining, complaints after another, one after another, complaining, but you don't want to do anything because it's a man's fault. The man did it. He's the reason you broke. He's the reason you ain't got nothing. The man is the problem for the black man, and not just the man, but the black man is the problem for all of your issues. He made you promiscuous because he slept with you and you let him. Right? He slept with you, but it was consensual. You let him. He couldn't do that if he didn't force himself on you, which is illegal. So if he didn't commit an illegal crime, a crime against you, then it was consensual. You let him, but somehow he's the hoe, he's the bad one, he's the this and that. What are you? A queen? A hoe and queen? Yeah. You can't make it up. It's insanity. But this is why we're in a predicament that we are now. So many entitled, independent women, they want a man, but they don't need you. Or they don't need a man in general, or even if they are single, it's still the mentality. You could be a single woman, but you don't have to have that type of mentality. You could be sensible and knowledgeable of yourself and self-aware and know, what it is that you want in life and be accountable. If you just don't want a man, you still could be better, because usually if they don't have a man, they have children. So if you got kids, you at least want to better yourself for your kids. I said 1,000 times. What you're teaching the kids how to be hoes. You're teaching the kids how to be out here and be promiscuous and how to use men. If y'all don't need men, why are you teaching your children how to use men? Teaching the kids how to use men, how to dress like 304s, how to go out here and be promiscuous and just be ratchet. You're teaching them the ratchet culture. You're not teaching them to be responsible young women and respectable young women. And as much as, people will say, oh, well, I'm not really teaching my children that. Yes, you are, by your actions. If you're out here dressing the part, looking the part, you don't think your children are watching you? If you don't see the worthiness of having a stable, solid family, a home with the father, the mother, and the children, with the balance of the mother and the father, giving your kids the best possible chance you could, you're not setting an example in that way. Then you're telling them things that's gonna hinder them, not benefit them, or give them a slight chance of getting what they need, because now they think, oh, single motherhood is good. My mama did it, I can do it too. And then you raise a child by yourself and tell that child, well, I don't really need them, I could do it too. And they grow up and then they're depressed and they mad because they're like, damn, I wasn't given enough tools to really make it. And then they mad at you, but they won't say it. See, this is the thing. A lot of people are angry at their mothers and the fathers, but they're afraid to address the mother. See, it's easy to put the blame on the fathers because you watch your mother do it. And your mothers have always said the man was the problem, so that's acceptable. But you don't want to look at your mother and say, what could you have? Wait a minute, you was here with me and I still struggled and I didn't have stuff, and I saw men coming in and out that were not there for us. You had more babies and no man was there. Nobody else married you. So if that first guy, if my daddy was a deadbeat and he didn't do anything right, why they kept being more deadbeats? Huh? Question? Answer that. Why there's still more? Why I got another sister and another brother from 2 more, 3 more deadbeats? Why you keep allowing deadbeats in here? See, at some point, the accountability has to shift, because you keep doing deadbeat after deadbeat after deadbeat after deadbeat, and your sons and your daughters are seeing this, but they're afraid to approach mama because mama gonna have an attitude, and they're afraid because mama's aggressive, because she had to be the mom and the daddy. Did she have to be, or did she choose to be? See, if she was a single mother once and she became it 3-4 times over, some cases 5 and 6 times over. So where was the mistake? What happened with all these men? So now that they looking at you saying all of them ain't shit and all of them are deadbeats and yada, yada, yada. And he looking at you sideways like, nah, I seen these dudes coming in and out. They don't like it, but they're afraid to address you. You see, there's a whole video too. This man approached his mother saying, look, I'm grown now. I went and found out who my daddy is, or if he's my daddy. And she's like, why would you go behind my back? He's like, I ain't going behind your back. I'm grown. I could do this. I don't have to go behind your back. I'm not a child. And she looking kind of weird because it's like, still at that point, no accountability. So, I mean, at some point, there has to be some accountability. So, you know, you can run away from it and not acknowledge it, but you got children, it's going to hit you with them kids. They're going to grow up and what they're going to do? Look for their daddies. And women don't like that. They get mad. Why you want to look for him? Because they needed a father the whole time. Just because you didn't think they did, they realized they did. You got women out here who are creating children with men and really saying they don't want to have anything. They don't want their children to have a father. That is not your decision to make. Well, you make it, but it's not the best. You're not thinking about the child. It's a selfish thought. It's a selfish mindset. You make the child and you decide, oh, well, my child don't need a father. I can raise him by myself. Now, once you raise that child and the child starts showing you and telling you, where's my father? I could have used a father. I wanted my dad around. I needed my dad. And then they looking like stone faces, want to cry and play victim and, you know, still not take accountability because you didn't care about the child, the well-being of the child. You were just thinking about yourself, which most people tend to do. You're selfish. You thinking about you. What you want is the decision you're going to make, and that's that. And when them children grow up and meet the fathers and they have a better relationship with the fathers than you, now you don't want to deal with them because you pissed. Well, that's the consequences of your choices. The choices you selfishly made without considering those kids that you brought into a broken home. It is what it. But we can't talk about all of that, right? That's too much accountability, right? Too much accountability. Too much for women to handle. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about these ninjas ain't this and they deadbeat. No, let's really get into it. Y'all don't want to address the real stuff because it's too much accountability. Because you're constantly blaming men, but you don't want to look at yourself because you know you messed up. And you don't want to accept that part. But this is why women are in the predicaments that they're in now. You go ahead and make some money all you want. You're going to make that money and you're going to make it and you're going to be by yourself because men aren't dealing with that anymore. Men are not signing up to be stepdads to take care of you and your children and your attitude. No, he don't want to handle you. That's a big misconception that a lot of women thought back in the day that, men like, now, men might like a woman who's, you know, a little aggressive or, you know, she has some personality. You know what I'm saying? She has a personality. She know how to have fun or she know how to, you know, she's not just a stick in the mud. Men like that. Women who bring that to the table, that's I can see that, but not no sassy. You call them men sassy. These women are the sassy ones. Sassy, just attitude and just nasty and rude. Nobody wants that. And entitled for sure. Because the entitlements are through the roof, baby. And none of these women, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve anything that you didn't bring yourself. How about that? So, yeah. It's the truth. And they don't want to accept it. So they get mad. But I mean, you have to, at the end of the day, I always say this. Look, I can't make choices for anybody. If people are free to make the choices and decisions that they want to make, that's your right. And I'm not saying you can't choose what you want to do. And I'm not saying people don't make mistakes. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, then it's not a mistake anymore. It's a willful act because you didn't learn. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes. As grown, educated individuals, you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. You tell that to your kids. You teach your children certain things that a lot of these women aren't ready to own up to themselves. So you become hypocritical, you become entitled, selfish, all of these things, independent, you don't need, you know, and it's not working. And sometimes it's not conducive to healthy, long-lasting relationships. It's not. This is why the Black community is no more. We don't really have a Black community. It's all scattered into bits and pieces. All we have is people out here being promiscuous, congratulating each other on being independent and boss chicks and single by themselves. But at the same time, there's a group of some of the same women still complaining about men, even though men aren't even approaching y'all. Even though men are over here and y'all over here, y'all still complaining about them. You still want men to conform to you. You still want to be the man in a relationship that wears the pants, and you want the men to wear pants and a skirt. You want him to be manly when you want him to be. You want him to be feminine when you want him to be. You want him to have both of it and move according to when you think it's fit. When you need him to protect you and all that, you want to be man and come fight for you. When you need him to sit down with you and cry with you all day, even though he got to go to work and take care, then you want to pay for all the bills. These men aren't goddamn robots or scientists or shit. What you want them to be? They're men. They can only do so much, just like you can only do so much. They got to go to work. They got to go to work. Maybe if you want a man that's working and paying all the bills, he ain't gonna be home to cuddle with you and sit down and sing kumbaya. Come on now. If you need a masculine man to be protective, he's not gonna sit down and be kiki and ha-ha with you all day. He's not gonna do that because he got things he needs to be responsible for. If you have a man who's responsible, he's out working to be responsible. He has a lot on his plate. Y'all think these men just make money out of thin air? You think that they gotta be that being a man is just so easy they can just go back and forth with you, play games? No, these men are. If you're talking about a real man that's masculine and focused and I don't even like to use the term real men because all men are real. But what I'm saying is they talk about a real man supposed to do this. Well, you get a man that's doing the things you want. He ain't gonna have time to sit around and play games with you, baby. He's gonna be focused. And when a man is focused, he ain't got time to play. Then it's what kills me when I see women talking about, oh, the men are so boring. These men got shit that they gotta worry about. Taking care of a family is not an easy feat. They just act like it's so easy. Oh, it's just, you just do it. These men got a lot. You don't know what it takes to be a man, so you don't understand what men go through, the pressures on men in society, the shit that men got to deal when they do go to work. You don't know the people that's working, their bosses, so to speak, if they got that kind of job. You don't know what they got to go through and who they dealing with to deal with this shit on a daily basis, then come home. And they doing it for the family. They're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it for the family. And then to come home to a aggravated, combative woman who don't really like her role. Because that's what it is. You don't really want to, you want a man to take care of everything. And you say you want to be at home, but then you don't want to do that because that's too much for you to handle. Taking care of your kids and cleaning up and cooking some food. That's too much. So y'all don't really know what you want. But steadily complaining. So this is why I say, look, if you know what you really want, know yourself, become self-aware, know what it is you want. If you really want to be by yourself, be by yourself. Nobody's trying to pressure you otherwise. It's your choice. If you want to take care of yourself by yourself and travel, do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with it. But don't complain about there aren't any good men because you say you don't want one. You know, it's just a combative nature and it's confusing. After a while, this is why men saying, hell, I can't deal with this too much. I'm tired. I'm just better off going to work, coming home, enjoying my house, enjoying my place, enjoying my food, cooking myself, because men know how to cook. A lot of men know how to cook too. And if they don't, trust me, you can learn. There's all kind of recipes on YouTube, cookbooks. You can throw it together. They feeding themselves. They ain't starving. Or they know how to eat out. They got money. They can, well, you want to eat out? You got money to do it. They don't have to deal with all the extraness. Same way women are talking about, I don't want to deal with a man because I'm too, but not because something wrong with him, because it's something wrong with you. You don't want to deal with a man because you're too self-absorbed. You want what you want when you want it. You don't want to have to converse with a man about things you want because you're working and you can pay for it. So you don't want to hear him. You want to do what you want to do. It's a selfish reason for women why they by themselves. But for a man, it's still selfish reasons of women why they're not with the man because you don't want to work with him. He's open to working with you. But you're not open to working with him because you want to be selfish. You can't make it up. I'm glad I can burn my own food, DeeDee. Right. Child. Successful MD, do you mean really, literally, you burn? You don't know how to cook? Or you mean burn like you cook? Which one? Because child, I don't be knowing. Thank you for the super chat. Child, it's a mess out in these streets, child, and then they act oblivious like they don't know what's going on. And that is all the men. Am I saying I don't think nobody is perfect. I'll say this over and over and over because you have to say it. I think we're all flawed. Oh, you can really cook. Okay. What's your favorite dish? What's the best thing that you've ever cooked? Or your best favorite dish? I want to see the pictures. What was I saying? Oh my God. Y'all know I'm getting to the age to where I don't be remembering stuff. Lord, help me, Jesus. What was I last saying? Calvin said, "Who made the potato salad?" I don't eat everybody, but I don't eat potato salad from people. Don't make me no potatoes. I don't eat potato salad from everybody. I don't eat red sauce from other people. I don't do it. I just don't do it. No. I don't have one, but I cook from Asian to Mediterranean. Oh wow. Interesting. Vince says, either you got me rolling, you told her to get her ass out, kept right stride. Your favorite dish. Demetra said, I'll put my shrimp creole up against your best dish. Successful MD. All right, a challenge. I be forgetting what I said. All right, Paul Harrison coming through with another generous super chat. I appreciate you. Says DeeDee is hitting them with the straight right, followed by a series of uppercuts, and the new middleweight champion. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all enjoying the content, child. I don't know. Every now and again, it'll just hit me like, it's a mess out here. It really is. And I have daughters and I have sons too. It's like, wow. Like, I don't want no, thank you once again, Paul, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. It's just, I think about my children. Like, I have some handsome sons and beautiful daughters. Of course they're mine. So I think they are attractive. And it's like, and they're raised well. I have good sons. They're not thugs or in the street at all. You know what I mean? So I don't want no ratchet, entitled woman coming up to my sons thinking that he owes her something. No, I do not. This is why I say, listen, if you have children, then you need to be concerned about the state of our environment and the state of relationships and all of this. Because if I want grandchildren one day, but it's like, who I need to be concerned about who they're dating too, because that whoever they end up marrying or whatever, that becomes a part of my family. So I need to be concerned about what's out here too and pay attention as well. People think it's just relegated to just them. No, if you have children, you got to be concerned about your children as well. If it's just you and you don't have children, I get it. But I have children. We have sons, and they want to be married one day, and my daughters want to be married. So I need to be concerned about who they're getting involved with. And I definitely don't want nobody trying to use them, just like nobody wants to be used. Oh, but I remember what I was saying about being perfect. Was I saying that? No, I don't think we're all flawed. I don't think men or women or any of us are perfect. We all have issues we can work on. And if you know what those are, that's a first step. Knowing, being self-aware, knowing where your weaknesses lie and where your strengths are. And you can bring that to the table. Look, I'm not good at this or whatever. I'm working on this. And depending on what it is, I think, both sides need to bring that to the table. Not one side thinking that they're so perfect and are without flaws, and everybody else is just, all the men are just toxic and bad. No, knowing a bunch of these women have toxic traits as well. Y'all not coming to the table all whole and perfect and you got everything right. No, you're not. So you shouldn't be expecting that. That's all. That's it. Self-awareness is key. It is. I didn't cater to Black culture standards and cooking, eating certain types of food on a regular basis. Cater to the Black culture standards. Cooking, eating certain types of food on a regular basis. Facts. When you're a childless, you can move different out here. Yeah, but see, when you have children, it's like, yeah, you have to be concerned about your children, who they're dating, who they want to marry, and what type of person it is. Even though it's their individual relationship or marriage, still that has that I'm looking at people who are going to become family with us. My sons marry a woman she becomes my daughter. That'll become my daughter, in law. So that becomes a part of my family. She becomes a part of the family. So I need to know who you're dealing with, because you just can't bring anybody. Like, I need people who are going to be a part of this family. You could be a crazy person. I need to be concerned about that. You know what I'm saying? And in the state of dating and relationships, because I have children who are out there, who are looking to eventually be married or be in a relationship or whatever. So yeah, it definitely, it concerns me and my husband. It concerns us because we have children who are out here, potentially dating or looking eventually to be out there and meet people. So yeah, so that's why I pay attention. I see what's going on. I don't have to be a part of it to know what's going on. You know what I mean? I don't have to be out there dating to see that it's toxic. And trust me, there's enough people around for me to know it's toxic too. I see the toxic nature everywhere. And you try you try to tell people certain things, they don't want to hear it. They want to do what they want to do. So you do what you want to do, accept the outcomes that come with it. So that's it, y'all. We passed the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and who supported the channel via Cash App or super chat. Paul Harrison, shout out to you. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. You've been very generous. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel via super chat, Cash App, whether you hit the like button on your way out, whether you like the videos, share the videos. All of that definitely helps to support the channel, you guys. I appreciate you for doing so. Make sure you continue to support the channel by watching the videos that are posted on the channel. Make sure you go ahead and watch the videos to get the numbers up, you guys, and hit that like button because it helps to push the channel further into the algorithm. Hit the like button if you are in the building and you have not subscribed to the channel and you like the content. Hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new content or go live. So that's super important as well. And subscribe to my other channel, you guys. And follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. So make sure you go over and support that channel as well. I'll be putting new content over there really, really soon. All right. So that is it. Thank y'all once again for being here on this Tuesday. See you later, Gina's Homely Mills. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Take care. Shout out to everybody. Lorenzo, y'all be safe. Jeffrey, all of you guys. Everybody. I can't shout out everybody at the end and the beginning. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care. And I will see you guys next time. Mwah.